Welcome back, everyone, to Wake of the Red Death, the Midgahim campaign set a while after Wizard School of Mysteries. We've altered the timescale slightly since we started in a way that affects nothing except for canon.
Maybe we didn't alter it further.
Last time on Wake of the Red Death, the gang encountered some little mushroom people in the forest called Schmorfs, who turned out to essentially be in a fascist authoritarian cult. And with the help of a trans girl Schmorf, they managed to bring about a bloody but necessary revolution and save their society from themselves. It was a fun little side quest, and at the end of it, they ran into...
Call our party to the ATF because we're going Waco on your asses.
They ran into a demon named Andromalius, who introduced himself as being sent by Alex's grandmama. And that he had been tasked with testing Alex and helping Alex awaken to his true potential. Alex said, no thanks, maybe later, and Andromalius was like, cool, just call me when you need me. And with that, the gang got through the Dionian forest and was ready to finally make it to the city of Emerald Towers.
Oh boy!
After a walk through the forest, you do eventually find a cobblestone path that glows with an emerald light. And as you follow it towards the end, you come across this enormous castle. And you realize that the title, the City of Emerald Towers, is very, very accurate. For the towers, while built out of green stone, are positively fucking bedazzled with emeralds that shine with magic pulsing through them and project a secondary set of walls made of pure magic. The entire structure is extremely modern and beautiful and awe-inspiring and obviously cost a shitload of money and a shitload of spell casting effort and time. It is in every way a marvel that must have taken so much cooperation and so much resources to produce.
That looks like it should have taken... That could have even taken, like, centuries.
Yes. It's the kind of thing that wizards dream of doing, but few manage to actually pull off. Whoa. A unique, one-of-a-kind feat of magical engineering. And you have finally reached it.
Yeah, Janice is just awestruck.
Yeah, same here.
I expected it to be...
What soundtrack is this from?
This is Persona 5, and it is the music to Shido's Palace.
Ah. That's right.
It's one of my favorite bits of environmental music in Persona 5.
I expected it to be grand, but...
Yeah.
Look at those... all the gems, the emeralds. They're set into the architecture, and they're being used to create a whole extra layer of protection.
What is that, light?
What was that?
Yeah, that Alex's comment is like, what is that, light?
It's magic. It's pure magic.
Fuck. Oh
yeah,
no.
He's just like, is that like refracting off the gems? How is it working? I am not a wizard.
Oh, Alex, that is pure, unfiltered magic. Gems are extremely good magic conductors. There's so many.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a lot back there where like all the bandits had with controlling Ollie, but this is
I've
a
never seen
lot.
anything like it. This is the kind of thing that my teachers would have wet dreams over.
I mean, if you told me, if you told me the Olympians lived here, I think I might believe it.
Looks up to the sky.
Yeah.
There's a thunder crackle
Yeah,
just
just a
to
quick-
like know your place.
Yeah. Janice does a quick look up, and just whispers, "It's cool. Don't worry, Athena.
I'm
Don't
not
worry,
committing the. I'm not the one committing the hubris. It's Ozymandias.
So before you, there is this huge, this enormous, metal portcullis, that's very intricate. It's really less like a medieval portcullis and more like one of the doors in Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like a fucking spaceship airlock, essentially, but Magitech.
I can see why every wizard worth his salt wants to get in here, and everyone knows for that matter.
That would
Maybe
explain
they're
anyone who can build this. No wonder they have the means to hire so many people.
I don't know how the hell he came across this much wealth to be able to do this. Wizards can get along, of course, but the amount of
Like exact coordination, because I mean, like, you
Yeah,
get enough people into
exactly.
one room, they're not going to agree on any one thing. This is something this
Exactly.
large to this kind of single artistic vision. That's hard to pull off.
I didn't know, but
Yeah.
there's a Faustian bargain at work that makes this place work.
a what?
A Faust
Faustian Pact.
Considering
Which is appropriate word use here because Dr. Faust did exist in Midgeheiim.
Considering we met a literal demon just hours ago. I'm still thinking about
I
that.
don't-
That's for.
That's some.
I have to unpack that later.
Questions for later.
I mean, this is the
Yeah,
first demon we've met on this journey, let's be real here.
That's also true.
Red and Rabid.
The shades.
But I don't disagree, Leica. But I don't know if
If
it's
there's
even.
anything-
I don't know if even.
If there's anything I've learned, if something looks too good to be true, it often is, or there's a heavy price that's been paid for it.
Yeah,
I don't-
let's
I don't-
not forget, just because of the glitz and glamour, that we haven't exactly had reason to trust Ozymandias.
No. I know that. I just.
Alright. 13. Time to get up, boy.
When you say that, from the pack, your little mechanical bird unfurls its kite wings and looks up, and its little automaton eye goes wide. We've made it! We're here! And it bounces up and down before flying up to the gate, and speaking runes into it, and at once the unfurls itself and allows you into the city of Emerald Towers. You find yourself in a cordoned off part. The magic walls actually extend inside the castle as well, separating different sections. There are two large subforts in there, as well as immediately upon entering, there are a bunch of shops being upkept by various straw man homunculi. selling merchandise for the city of Emerald Towers.
Oh god, at like
What?
tourist chef gift shop.
That's right. When you enter, there are gift shops.
Fucking snow globes.
Right at the front door.
Right when you enter and right when you leave.
Right before the gift shop.
God, if they weren't wearing a mask, the expression change on Jadis's face. Oh boy!
I imagine it shifted from, wow, this is actually really fucking impressive, to getting inside and like, this is super fucking tacky.
Yeah, it's gone from holy shit, this is a marvel of engineering, a marvel of magic to
Capitalism was a
Oh, no.
mistake.
yeah.
Oh no, I forgot. You need to be really rich in order to do this.
Come on, friends! And 14 flies into the visitor center.
Oh dear.
Alright.
Nope. All right.
As you enter, it's a beautiful reception hall, and sitting at a desk is a mechanical person that immediately springs to life and unfurls itself, revealing that it's been built to resemble a human woman, but is also very clearly, an automaton, a homunculus made out of mechanical metal parts. Hello, and welcome to the city of Emerald Towers. Oh, 14! You must be leading one of the many bands of adventurers brought together by Folly the Fan. Are these a successful mission to get a Philosopher's Stone?
Wow, you're just saying that out front, huh?
Of course! There's no need for secrets within the city of Emerald Towers.
Come to think of it, has he seen a single living thing?
Not yet. I mean, there's trees and grass.
No people, though.
No people as of yet.
Because, I mean, why invite just anybody in here?
Mm-hmm.
So, who would you be?
Hello, I am the receptionist of the Visitor Center. I am here to help you enjoy your stay at the City of Emerald Towers, and since you are special guests of the Great Ozymandias, I must also inform you that your presence is expected at... She snaps her fingers and a map of the city appears to you, and she points out Ozzy's Oasis, his own personal quarters within the City of Emerald Towers. However, as his special guest, you are of course allowed to explore first, and we have many amenities that may interest you. You are free to, of course, view the housing district in case you wish to prolong your stay. There are many apartments and tenements for you to stay there. Of course, should your arrangement with Ozymandias go well, he may indeed invite you to stay at one of his personal dormitories. Feel free to go to our entertainment district. We have many things to divert you and give you some joy in these horrid times. And next to the entertainment district is, of course, the artisan and spellcraft district, where you may find several very gifted artisans and merchants and spellcasters capable of helping you with almost anything you could possibly wish. Of course, if you wish for more social divestments, feel free to visit the festival district, where we have so much for you to explore and socialize with your fellow friends. Games, shops, a beautiful park, anything you could wish to see. And if you do have such an interest, we do have a wildlife preserve, where Ozymandias has taken great pains to preserve as much of the native fauna of Midgahim as possible, and give them beautiful habitats for you to explore and enjoy. Of course, you will want to have an escort for this to help you learn about the various creatures' predilectations so that you don't accidentally anger a pack of wild lions. Once you are ready, feel free to visit Ozzy's Oasis. Now, if you do wish to travel and explore, you may merely use centers such as this, and we will teleport you to any district you desire.
we don't even have to walk there?
No! The great city of Emerald Towers makes transportation a breeze. All you have to do is visit one of our special centers, and we can teleport you to any district. In fact, there are often multiple teleportation centers in each district, so if you wish to be on a specific part to shorten your walk throughout the district, merely ask.
Can you even walk to the other districts with all the magical barriers?
Yeah.
Well, you can, but you will have to go to each guardhouse to be permitted through, and it's much easier to use the teleportation.
Yes, we're just asking in case of, an emergency.
Oh, indeed, this is why there are so many walls. In case of any emergency, or in case an area needs sudden quarantine because of these dark times, we have these walls to make sure things are kept separate. But do not worry, the walls can be brought down in the case of a crisis. And there are, of course, fortifications in each district to allow people to be extra safe within each district in case of emergencies.
Are there doctors?
Yes, we have a very wide range of medical wizards on staff.
Good.
All right then.
I kind of just like to go straight to Ozymandias. What about you?
Well, to be fair, before we meet this man, I would prefer if we get a lay of the land.
That is fair. Where could we mingle with the people and just meet the people who have managed to make it into this great city?
Well, the vast majority of our citizens do live in the housing district. However, I do believe it is still considered gauche to just start barging into people's homes or knocking on their doors at random to solicit them. So, I would suggest going to the festival district. It is where most people go to socialize, and to be quite frank, many of our citizens spend the majority of their time there anyway. Of course, shopping allows for easy social interaction as well, so I could highly recommend the Artisan and Spellcraft District. The Entertainment District is also a good place to take people once you've already met them, but I do find that talking to strangers while they're watching a performance often results in a less than kind social interaction.
Right.
Yeah, that is correct.
Well...
So, to summarize my advice, I would suggest either the Festival District or the Artisan and Spellcraft District as your first choice if you wish to mingle with the citizens of the city of Emerald Towers.
We don't necessarily have to stay together, either.
I would like to go to the spellcrafting
That
district.
is true, and if you do wish to part and then come together, please know that in all of our teleportation domes and, of course, all of our guard towers, there are staff who can send a message to anyone throughout the city with the use of our kite wings.
Like 14.
Well, 14 is a special variety of kite wing. The kite wings that we have for this are green-winged.
Why green? Oh, never mind.
To mark them as being specific to the city and not
Yeah.
having such an entirely important job as sweet creatures like 14.
Right.
I read that as soon as I asked. All right. I would like to go to I'd like to look at the Magic District. What about the rest of you?
I want to be where the people are.
You want to see them dancing?
Not necessarily. Just, I want to see what they're doing. How,
I have a question.
Yes, I am here to answer questions.
How many people are here?
Oh, there are currently over 600 people within the city of Emerald Towers, not including homunculi, since they are not people.
Yeah, we saw many homunculi out front.
Yes, we have over 3,000 homunculi on staff, and more every day. In fact, you can purchase homunculi for yourself in the Artisan and Spellcraft District.
It's quite a lot of homunculi.
Yes, they are quite useful, if I do say so myself. That was what we call a brag.
Are they Ozymandias' specialty?
It is one of the fields of magic that he is most skilled with, but there are also several other spellcrafters who are skilled of crafting homunculi as well. It does take quite a lot of spellcasting to make a city this grand work, and while Ozymandias is great, he cannot do everything himself.
Well, I'm going to visit the festival district.
It is a marvelous district. I'm sure you will have a great time there.
How many humans are here?
It says 300.
300, yes.
Oh, that
300.
was people.
600?
That was
10 times as much.
no.
Jesus.
First question was people. Second question is
Oh, humans specifically.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She calculates. 196.
Oh, so they're in the minority.
Yes, there are quite a number of fair folk in the city.
All right.
I didn't know fair folk much cared for cities.
Well,
I
it
imagine
is
the
important
plague
when
something
one
to do
is
with that.
establishing a space to have a great surplus of magic, to have creatures like fairfolk involved. Fairfolk, particularly boogeymen such as goblins, orcs, etc., are very good at creating a liminal space between fairyland and the mortal world, which the city of Emerald Towers is. This allows for a greater deal of magic to surge into this area and support the many magic constructs that make this city so powerful. This method of creating vast magical castles was first pioneered by one Gurndorf Dermberder, founder of the Academy of Applied Arcana and Magic, which, of course, Lord Ozymandias is one of the most respected and achieved graduates of.
Huh.
Accomplished. Accomplished was the
I'm
word.
aware.
Why did I say achieved? Stupid. Sorry. I will save my critiques when they do not upset new residents. Sorry.
It's
Relax.
not upsetting.
You're fine. You're doing a great job.
Please do not give me a bad report. I would not like to be taken in as a faulty automaton.
No.
Our lips are sealed.
Thank you.
What? Why would they do that? You're doing your job.
Thank
gonna-
you. You're right. I'm doing very well, and there is no need to bring me in for repairs or replacement.
Yeah, that's kind of why I want to look around.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of when I heard how many were here. Well, I will go to the spellcrafting district. You're going to the festival district,
Mm-hmm.
Alex. All right. What about you two?
I suppose the spellcrafting district would probably be wise.
Igor will point at Alex. Of course, he's going to the party district.
Hell
Yeah. Party time.
All right. Who wants to call heads or tails? Or
Michael
odds or
call
evens,
tails.
rather.
Michael call tails.
Okay. Probably establish, ignore that roll. We should probably establish odds or evens is what I mean.
I mean, I feel like tails is even since it's 2.
Odds or evens. Someone just call
Yeah.
it, damn it.
Even.
All right, we're starting with the festival district. Okay. All right. Give me a second. I gotta scroll down to this fucker. Okay. So you guys arrive. Gore and Alex, you arrive in the festival district, and when you teleport in, you exit the one of the teleportation centers there, and see an enormous park. Like it's beautiful greenery, some of the most beautiful plants of Mediterra, and even cordoned off gardens of exotic plants from other countries in Midgard. There are some Bretonche foliage and all that. Set around an enormous pond where you see small boats sailing and people fishing. And in the center of said pond, there is an island with a huge statue of a wizard in elaborate robes that you assume must be Ozymandias.
Do we have a picture?
We have a picture of Ozymandias himself, and we'll just say that should count well for a statue. Give me 1 second, I'll get that up. Where are you, little fuck? Yeah, so Ozymandias the Great and Powerful, a statue of him in the center. And surrounding the park are so many vendors of food, most of which is like festival fair food, but there is some like actual, like, you know, healthy-ish food there, like, you know, meat vendors selling sausages and fruit vendors and whatnot. There are tons of carnival games to play. There's merchandise shops, people selling trinkets, people selling magic like fun magic items, like, you know, turn your clothes different colors and shit. People selling clothes, you know, just all sorts of stuff to waste your money and time on. Like a perfect spot to take your friends to go out for a fun day or go on a date. It is a wonderful place to just sort of celebrate and enjoy life. And as you explore this cobblestone road on the periphery, you do see a bridge leading to Ozymandias' oasis. Although the oasis itself is heavily protected with stone and magic walls, as well as a moat.
Of course, he has a moat.
And
I have a moat.
You said what was her name? The receptionist?
Her name was the
He
receptionist.
didn't have a name.
Yeah. And she said the majority of the people would be here at this time of day.
Yep, and there are a lot of people here. Most if not all of the vendor stalls are manned by automatons and strawmen and other homunculi, but there are lots of people exploring the park, playing the games, and just having a good old time.
Just all different manners of people from
Yeah, you
all
do
over.
you do notice that there are there are lots of humans, and there's slightly more boogeymen, but they're split between
What?
most of the different species of boogeymen. There are orcs here, there are goblins and hobgoblins, there are bugbears and buganes, and a couple of bogarts, mostly hiding in shadowy areas. There are a few of non-boogeyman fairies. There's some high elves that you spot, some low elves, some pixies that have taken on more or less human forms with butterfly wings sticking out of them, some of which have had to shrink themselves, as is the nature of pixies and sylphs. You know, there are a good number of fairies, but a good number of humans too.
and they're really just interacting with each other.
Yeah, they're literally just having a nice day in the park and at the carnivals, essentially.
Can I assume not everyone's dressed in green?
Yeah, they're like, there's not like a mandatory dress code. They're wearing clothes that fit their walk of life, and the one thing you'll notice is that everyone is well dressed. There's no one wearing like hand-me-down clothes a few generations ago that have been patched up through the years like most peasants have. Everyone is wearing clothes that were tailored for them and clothes that were tailored well using good fabric, some of which has even been magically dyed to have colors that peasants normally wouldn't have access to. Some of the fashion is really elaborate, but some of it's, you know, plain and practical, but well done.
Any remarkable stalls?
Like, there are shooting games where you take like a crossbow, obviously kid safe crossbow, and fire at like moving targets of fowl, like, you know, pigeons and quails and shit. There's at least a couple of dunk tanks that people seem to be taking in good humor. There are a lot of clothing stands of people just selling like hats and capes and things. Lots of different, like, if there's a type of food that could just easily be grabbed from a vendor, you can find it. Like, if you want a sausage, you can find a guy selling sausages. There's a guy smoking meats on a grill. There's lots of fruit carts. There's all sorts of places you can get candies and sweets. Like, essentially think of, like, if you wanted to spend a day just fucking around and having fun, this place kind of has anything you could look for. That isn't, like, specifically, like, a zoo or a museum or a aquarium.
Yeah, just fun, you know, get out of the house, social activities.
There's even, like, playgrounds built into parts of the park where kids are playing. And there's kids.
Fey
Lots
children?
of kids. A lot of Fey children, a lot of human children. Kids have become something of sight in the wake of the plague because a lot of kids had even worse immune systems and were hit harder by the plague than the older generation.
Yeah, after spending some Zeta on to get some smoked kebabs for himself, and and for Leica too, if she would like any.
Oh,
Like
Lycos
this
is
is me,
the
of
arson
course,
district.
Right. No way, it was Gore who came with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're with Gore. Of course Gore is with you in the
Gore
fucking
would
Resident
want
District.
kebabs!
I will say, every time you look away from him and turn back around, he has a different article of food with him.
Oh, I mean, this must be heaven.
It's
And
just like,
yeah,
it's like the first time there's a turkey leg, the second time there's a pretzel. You know, it just kept on going. He doesn't seem to move from like a couple of feet away as he just walks with you. But every time you turn around, he has a different article.
you're
He's doing the Batman thing, but instead of mysteriously disappearing, it's mysteriously having new food.
Exactly.
you're quite the Epicurean, aren't you?
That was offensive.
You're only noticing now?
It's not that I'm noticing now, it's just that there hasn't been as wide a fare until now.
Wide affair at the
What's
fair.
remarkable is that I'm just not I haven't been able to catch you actually buying anything.
Smiles at that wide, froggy goblin grin, and he snaps his fingers. Well, let's have some of those meat sticks you're eyeing.
Yes, of course. I don't think I've ever seen this many people in one place, let alone all of them so happy.
It has been a while.
I mean, I pretty much stayed in just one village for a whole time until I had to leave and met you all.
Barely
Like,
100
this is...
people.
Yeah, this is a lot of people.
Miniature
Especially just all in one place, not really doing anything aside from just having fun.
village. It happens in special events. Not that those are common anymore.
Yeah.
Ugh, good things. Ugh.
Yeah,
Joy and happiness? What the fuck is this place? It's a nightmare.
Yeah, he's just gonna drop his voice low and just like we still think Ozymandias is not quite on the up and up, right? Like,
Of course he's not. Just matter of factly, as in the sky is blue. Of course he's not.
yeah, just because plenty of people say that they're the right person for the job, and then they don't turn out to be.
Still have
But
to
I mean,
still have to deliver it to him. Doesn't mean you can't stick around and make sure he doesn't blow the city up.
yeah, that's the thing. It's like, even if he's not, the great savior he's cracking himself up to be, I mean, I don't want to think that all of these happy faces are fake.
They're not. Just because someone's not inherently malicious doesn't mean they don't have bad ideas.
Flaws.
Because, like, obviously there's some good going on here. It's just, I don't know. Some things are just kind of like skeeving me out.
Like the homunculus.
It's kind of like what Leica said. It's, if something seems too good to be true.
She's not wrong.
Like,
But if there's something obviously wrong with it, doesn't that mean it's not as good as it'd be on the surface, therefore negating the entire problem?
I don't know.
He just smiles at that.
This is,
Yeah, he just enjoying messing with Alex.
Of course. That seems to be,
Where's a fairy?
that seems to be the favorite pastime of the universe these last few days and weeks for him.
Poor Wooby.
But yeah, he'll buy a few kebabs.
Yeah, he's being messed with by his fairies, and he doesn't have senpai with him.
The automaton kebab dealer gives you the kebabs. They're all made to perfection.
Thank you. I'm sure they are.
What exactly are these specific ones?
It's Bonacon beef, so it's sort of like a beef kebab, but if it was
Spicy.
spicy, yeah.
Oh, rad. I love those.
Spicy beef is pretty good.
Yes.
I actually had some.
Had spicy chili before. Ooh, that was some
yeah.
good chili.
I actually not a few weeks ago I went to like a little cafe where they also have like board games available, and one of their specialties was something they called Red Dragon Jerky.
Oh.
And it was really spicy jerky. It was really good.
I'm gonna say it's like specifically because I'm horrible and have terrible taste. Whenever I'm forced to go to a fancy Mexican restaurant, I often order like a steak there if I can get it. And I found that Mexican restaurants cook steak with a specific sort of blend of spices that makes it a little hotter and a little more tongue burny than I'm used to, but it's really good. I'm not a fan of spices, but like whatever the fuck they're doing at Mexican restaurants to steak, it's really good. It's like the perfect level of spiciness for my horrible ass, for my terrible bland white guy taste. And I love it. It's like that.
My mother, who she grew up in a neighborhood where white people were the minority, and she has to specify every time we go to a restaurant. It's like, I want spicy, not white person spicy, actual spicy. That's what I grew up eating. I want it.
These aren't white girl tacos, Allison.
Exactly.
There you go.
But yeah,
Just take a chomp of the meat stick.
It is cooked really well, like perfectly evenly.
That's
this is really fucking good.
The automaton smiles and nods.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Notably, one thing you notice going from booth to booth is a lot of them don't actually charge anything. Like, all the food booths are free. And the booths where you buy, like, merchandise, like stuff to get, is pretty cheap. Even when there's, like, magic applied to it.
So he's not scalping there.
Bread and circuses.
Well, this could always be something special for the event and not a common occurrence.
Whatever event is going on. As a matter of fact, he'll like wave at the like friendliest looking person. It's like, hello.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
This is a very well-fed man with a very big mustache.
Hello. We're new to the city.
Oh, well, welcome and congratulations. A pleasure to meet you. An absolute pleasure.
Is something special going on today?
No, not quite. Just another wonderful day in the city.
It's like this every day here?
Yes, I mean, we do have special festivals. We're due for one in a couple of weeks, I think. But, at the moment, just a regular day.
It gets more crazy than this?
Oh, when there is a festival, this district is alight in a way. You say you're new here? Your first
Yes.
day? It
Yes.
must seem teeming with life to you, but trust me, when we have a festival, the spectacular sights and things that they bring in. There was one time they had the more amiable animals from the wildlife preserve come in and strut about, and you could touch some of them. It was amazing, the stunts that our great leader puts on. Oh. I am so glad I was asked to live here 10 years ago.
10 years?
Yes.
It's been around for that long?
15, actually. Ozymandias has been working on this for quite some time.
I've only now just started hearing about it.
We kept a low profile, especially during the plague. We were lucky that the plague never reached our fair city. And I say lucky, but it's also a great amount of skill and effort on the parts of the people running things, especially dear Ozymandias. They worked tirelessly to ensure that we were quarantined from the rest of the world and that the medical wizards here could work on finding a cure. They corresponded with wizards all across Midgahheim, and did everything they could to make sure that we were safe, and happy to say we have not had a single casualty to the Red Death yet.
Not one?
Not one!
Gore's gonna look up. You said they found a cure?
It has been a good deal of time, but yes, a cure has been devised.
Really?
Fuck.
All I heard that there was no cure, that the plague's just burned itself out.
To be fair, it was 3 weeks ago, and Ozymandias did plan to go public with the knowledge, but we have had threats. Ever since we have revealed the location and the nature of the city to the world, there have been eyes upon us. I've heard about those dreadful Mars chaps, the militia, I think they call
Yes.
themselves. And, of course, Jupitemi has sent many missives to get Ozymandias to bend the knee, which he refuses to do.
Have you been to Jupitemi at all?
Oh, no, I have not left the city since I was invited in. I've heard it's dreadful out there, is it?
I only ask because, like, I've never seen a city like this. Like,
Well, it is. We are trying something new here. Ozymandias, well, I mean, you've been invited in. I'm sure you'll see him eventually. When is your meeting scheduled?
didn't specify. The receptionist said to enjoy ourselves a little bit before we came in.
Oh, you must be distinguished guests then. Normally, people who are invited, it takes them at least a couple of months before they can actually see the man.
Oh. How do you know why he invited you?
Oh well, I'm actually not sure. I'm just a baker, and I've remained a baker since coming here. But I suppose even a city like this does need people who are good at making food. I have helped instruct several of the metal men that he's got working here in my craft, and I have to say they're pretty good students for tools. It's They've shared my knowledge, and then I've just been allowed to practice my craft and live my life.
Really? Just out of the blue, you were just invited?
Well, when I got to meet the great Ozymandias, he said that he was recommended to invite me on very good authority from a friend of his, so I guess I must have impressed someone with something I baked.
Huh. And you've been lucky here?
Yes, it's been delightful. My kids are getting an education. I've got a daughter who's training to become a wizard. I never thought I'd have a daughter who's a wizard. And we live like aristocracy almost. I have my own house, not an apartment in a building. My own place. I have a yard.
That's mighty generous.
Well, it's a good life here. The people in charge have talked about the mission statement here of finding a better way of living for all the people of Midgard, and not just Mediterra, and not just the aristocracy of Mediterra, but every single person to bring up the standard of living, to change the way we view ourselves and our fellow people. I know so many goblins. Did you know goblins are really... Well, I'm sure you do. I see you have a goblin companion. Goblins are really nice.
Yeah, there's a lot more, we share a lot more in common than what divides us.
Exactly.
Gore here has a prodigious appetite.
Sir, I must invite you to my bakery. It's over in the artisan district. I'm not there right now, but tomorrow when my shift is, I go in there from 8 a.m. to about 12. Please come in and get something to eat.
It would be a pleasure.
Well, thank you for your time. I didn't catch your name.
Yes, and he gives you his name and
Yeah.
walks on by.
Yeah, I don't expect you to come up with one on the spot, but it occurs to me, it's like, oh, right, find a bakery. I never caught the name of that bakery.
Let's
Just for
say
Chadwick
Alvin
Bakersfield.
Steenstra. There we go.
I am so sorry.
No, actually, I do have it on my map for this session. My outline for this session. I do specifically have a spot for NPCs I made up in the City of Emerald Towers that I should remember going forward. So here we go. Alvin Steenstra, Baker. All right. It's a huge city. I knew that you guys would want to meet some people, but I didn't know what kind of people you wanted to meet, so I knew I'd be making some shit up on the fly. It's fine. This was prepared for in the way that makes sense and is sane.
Yeah. You have plenty of experience in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But, Alex will say thank you and, just be left alone with Gore again.
Yeah.
Like,
He says you're welcome and welcomes you both to the City of Emerald Towers and hopes you enjoy your time here.
yeah, as soon as they're alone again, it's like that. That man seemed happy.
Yes. I imagine it's pretty common among the, normal people. You don't stay in any position of rule. If you're a tyrant, eventually it'll come catch you. He says as he suddenly stuffs just what looks like some sort of deep fried bun into his mouth.
It is a deep fried bun and it's fucking delicious.
Yeah. I was gonna say a churro, but like,
Yeah.
Got powdered sugar on that shit.
yes.
Where'd you get that one?
It just points over to the booth, like, it's like about 90 feet away.
Right, fairy. Is that more handy than it actually looks?
The bun? Very.
No, I mean the whole just having only a casual relationship with space.
It has its perks.
I bet it does.
Well, I can't do anything big without, expending a lot of energy.
I can only do it when it's funny,
Exactly.
because magic has a sense
That
of
is the
humor.
fairy way.
It's like, only do it when it's funny, and specifically when you're not looking.
Beautiful. Do you guys mind if we stop over at the Artisan and Spellcraft District?
I got nothing else.
Yeah, we're just
All right.
he's just gonna be stuffing this little kid full of bear food.
All right. Artisan and Spellcraft District. There are a lot of shops here. Shop number 1 is a shop that says
No.
Enchanting Jeweler. Then there is shop number 2, the Herbalist. Shop number 3, the Smithy. Shop number 4, the Bathhouse. Shop number 5, the Brewery. Shop number 6, the Hesper Hybrid Tree.
What?
The Hesper Hybrid. Shop number 7, the Carpenter. And shop number 8, the Automaton Factory. There are other shops here as well, like bakeries and things like that, but these are the ones that actually have some mechanical game shit to discuss.
Okay.
What's a Hesper hybrid?
Do you want to go there first?
Yeah. yes,
Well, I mean,
I
like,
do.
it's like-
You?
Like, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, what's that?
What?
You go to the Hesper Hybrid, and there are a number of dryads here. They are a type of fey creature, and also a type of demigod. They're half divine, half mortal. That are essentially humanoid trees themselves that take on female, feminine forms. They are tending to an enormous tree. An utterly enormous oak tree with shimmering, like its leaves are green, but they have an iridescence that makes them shimmer gold.
Whoa.
Oh.
Arise,
Hello?
ye
One of the
tides.
dryads notices you, and like her hair is basically like willow fronds. As she, walks over to you very elegantly on her tree trunk legs. Hello, I have not seen your faces before. Are you new citizens?
We got
We're new.
special invitations. It's one of contractors for
Yeah,
Ozymandias, as it were.
Yeah. We're
This is our first
we were
time
hired
on
to
the
do work.
inside.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. I am Valonia. Are you interested in our tree here?
Every other shop
curious.
makes. What is this? What's the?
What do you do here?
Oh, well, as you can see, we are working with a sky oak. This is a special hybrid produced by Lord Ozymandias himself. It is a hybridization of the Germanorian sky oak, the Yggdrasil, and the southern Mediterranean sky oak, the Hesperides.
Oh.
Oh,
The goal is to produce golden apples that can make not only ambrosia, but also Aesir mead.
Wait, you're trying to make ambrosia?
Oh, yes. When you have golden apples, it is actually not too hard to make ambrosia.
Like a boy.
That's
And if this experiment does prove successful, and within a few months' times, it should be within the spirit, the season where apples will bud. We may also be able to make Assyrian mead, which of course has great magical effects on those that drink it.
like what?
It stimulates the intelligence and creative mind of a person. Artists create better music and poetry. Inventors find themselves with new epiphanies that lead to dazzling innovations. Things of that nature. Our sky oak is young. We planted it 15 years ago, and it's only now reached the beginning of maturity. But within a few hundred years, this will be a towering piece of arboretum.
How long do you expect till it fruits?
As I said, it has just now reached maturity. We believe it will have its first apples in about 3 months' time.
And you don't fear angering any deities?
I am a dryad. My kind
of course.
have protected trees like the Hesperides since we were first conceived.
Of course.
It is my job to tend to trees like this. It is my divinely sanctioned purpose. And
I don't
to
mean-
protect a tree of such great potential is perhaps the highest calling a dryad could hope for.
Oh.
Oh, I am very happy for you.
Thank you. It is amazing work, and this tree is so beautiful.
It is stunning.
Like is keeping her keeping quiet, but TT, how sacrilegious does this sound from what Leica has heard?
A human growing, well, sky oaks are not common, but they do grow in a lot of places, and there have been some that have been tended to by mortals before, as is necessity. Because while the Yggdrasil is owned by the Aesir, well, co-owned by the Aesir and the many other big power players in Germanor, and the Hesperides is specifically protected by the Olympians, the other Sky Oaks are free game. And dryads do tend to Sky Oaks. Having dryads here kind of lends this Sky Oak an air of legitimacy that many other Sky Oaks would not have. But hybridizing it with an Yggdrasil is doing some weird shit. Like it's in terms of divine stuff, it's a legal gray area, one could say. But like, how often do gods get pissed at you for picking apples, really?
I swear if you're gonna call this like the Eden tree or something.
No. Canonical in all of my Midgehheim Tyrantus verse works, Adam and Eve is a myth. Did not happen.
So I suppose that for now, that you are not, I guess, selling anything?
No, but when the apples are harvestable, trust me, we will have a variety of products for you. Right now, this is a project for the better welfare of the city of Emerald Towers.
Of course. This is...
Let me see, I catch it all though.
If you do need any Sky Oak lumber or leaves, we are capable of selling some of the sheddings. Or you can simply request them if you have a good project and you get it approved by the permit office.
Understood.
Would Lycan know if Sky Oak paper is a thing that wizards
Yeah,
use?
Sky Oak paper is incredibly valuable. Sky Oak lumber is incredibly valuable for making any sort of enchanted whatever. If you want to make an enchanted staff, Sky Oak lumber is good. If you want to make a hilt of a sword or an axe or a mace, Sky Oak is good. If you want to make an enchanted bow, Sky Oak lumber is good. Sky Oak leaves have a variety of uses as a magic spell component. Sky Oaks are supremely powerful trees. They are to flora what dragons are to fauna in terms of magic attunement.
Huh.
The king of trees.
In fact, the presence of a Sky Oak here is probably contributing to keeping the magic in this area that allows this city of Emerald Towers to exist.
Ah.
Like an anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Noting that down in like his mind palace.
Yes, ever turning the gears are you, little anarchist. It's like, in case I need to destroy this city, I'll start here. I'll burn their sacred tree.
Now that is going to be a legal red area. That is definitely going to piss off some gods.
Well, I'm gonna say burn it, but
I never said
Why?
anything about me doing it.
if there was a divine mission from God, then
Yeah. If you're on a mission from God, you might be able to get away from it. Yeah, that's
Thank
that's
you for your time.
no problem. Welcome to the city of Emerald Towers. Let me know if the background music is bugging you, but man, I enjoy jamming out to this song.
No, it's
That's
nice.
very nice. I like it. All right. So where to next?
when we
Lycan?
fight, if and when we fight Ozymandias, are you gonna fight rivers in the desert?
Noted.
Rivers in the Desert will definitely play at some point in this campaign.
Noted.
I won't tell you when, and I won't tell you against who, but it will play. It's one of my favorite fucking songs of all time. Not just for video game music, but in general, so fucking good. Anyways, other shops you would like to see?
Yeah,
Do you need to remind you of them?
You wanted to visit
I'm gonna go to the
wizards and the
bathhouse.
doctors.
So with
Alright.
Lyca would like
I'm
to
just
see
curious what's.
Arcane Jewelers, the weapon shop, what goods are.
Oh, there's a lot. Let's go to the bathhouse first. It was suggested. Go to the bathhouse. There's not even a price to pay to enter here. You're just allowed. It's a place to relax. There are masseuses. There are artificial hot springs. There's large pools of water for people to swim that are magically cleansed. It's an excellent place to unwind and relax, and you do see several people here doing just that.
Oh,
Tended
God.
to by mudmen, homunculi, and a couple of what can only be described as sexy Frankensteins.
Pardon?
Like there are some fleshmen homunculi, which are homunculi that are made from corpses that have been stitched together and rejuvenated with magic and brought to life with a new soul. And these fleshmen homunculi are tending to people, and they've all been sculpted in the vein of Dr. Frankenfurter to be very sexy.
Is that
Also,
a...
unrelated TT, but I have a question.
Yeah?
Out of character, but a Medgeheim lore question.
Yeah.
After Whimsical Mysteries, spoilers, when... I'll just DM it so it's not,
So we don't spoil for our audience whenever we post this thing?
Is
Yeah.
the Fleshman homunculus a bit of a gray area?
It is.
Because
I
you
don't-
could say, oh yeah, it's a mudman. It was never alive to begin with. It's like, those are people. That's made of
Yeah,
people.
there
Yeah.
are some homunculi that are generally viewed as exceptions to the homunculi are not people views. That's many people still hold, unfortunately. Flesh-men actually are one of them, but it's hotly debated. The ones that, especially in Metaterra, are not debated are Spartoi, which are human homunculi that are grown from dragon teeth like seeds. And that's because one of the founding cities of Metaterra was entirely populated by Spartoi.
Yeah, and aren't they in with Ares? Trying to remember the legend.
Janice's body language is very uncomfortable looking in here. Like, especially with the flesh homunculi,
Uh-huh.
but also like they seem like physically like like it's like they're uncomfortable with those, but they also seem kind of uncomfortable with themselves. It's like after looking in, they actually quickly turn around and leave without saying anything.
Like it would notice that, but sorry, I'm still DMing.
I'm just imagining like a big bugaboo bugbear, just looking wet and miserable, but happy. Just you know how big furry animals are when they're wet.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's a nice bathhouse. Do you guys want to do anything in it?
Yeah, well, like I said, Janice kind of booked it out of there after a second.
As Janice books it out of there, she notices that Leica's already in. As you walk past the other building, you see that Leica's already like sitting behind it. You could have sworn Leica was behind you.
How did you?
What? She now has a cup in her hand drinking.
You were just inside.
Magic is not the sole domain of wizards, my friend.
Whatever. I think I'm.
What? Gold does this all the time.
Yeah, he's a fairy.
And I'm a Combion.
Yeah, those are two very different things. But it doesn't matter. I think I'm done here.
In the bathhouse or in general?
Bathhouse especially, but
Leica still
one,
want to
they
go to
all-
the shopping stores.
that's fair. They'll go with you.
Janice
like,
is like, look at all
they're-
these people being happy. Disgust me.
No, no,
Post some things for you.
no. For one, flesh golems. That's uncomfortable. And two, they had quite a bout of dysphoria.
No, yeah, I clocked that immediately. That's why I had to be funny about it.
All right. So when you go to the Enchanting Jeweler,
Uh-huh.
they they sell a lot of gems, and have wizards on staff specifically skilled in using these gems to enchant armor and weapons and shields. They have basic versions of like there are 3 versions of each sort of gem you can get: the common, the marvelous, and the exquisite, which modifies how extra your bonuses are. They're a bit pricey because they have to make these gems, which costs a lot of magic. But pretty good if you're looking for a specific boon. Then there's the herbalist here. This is staffed by a hamadryad, which is even more humanoid and human-sized than a dryad, but otherwise roughly the same species. She has some stuff in stock, and she has a few golden apples that they use to help hybridize the Hespera hybrid out there. They're specifically Hesperides golden apples. They're not the hybrid ones they're trying to grow.
Huh. 5,000 Zenit.
It's a... Hey, you know what? You don't get a golden apple easy.
Yeah.
There is the smithy. There's a bunch of orcs and goblins here. Lots of exiled boogeymen that have lost their iron allergy. You can get all the basic bitch equipment from Fabula Ultima here, as well as some specific weapons.
Look, there's a puck friend here?
Oh yeah, you're looking for somebody in the city of Emerald Towers, if you remember.
Yes. I'll check my notes.
Let me finish doing the stuff.
Right,
so
of
we
course,
can talk to some people there. We have the brewery. It's got booze.
And 99% less demons. Compared to the other last one.
There's a carpenter who can modify your wagon and make it make improvements to it for you, allowing it to be more spacious inside. And then there's the automaton factory, where you can get custom-built automatons.
You posted something where I don't think you were supposed to see.
Don't worry about that.
I didn't see anything.
No, don't worry about it. So yeah. Any place you want to interact with?
Yes,
Micah sees the spear. Does the spear look familiar to Leica?
I'm gonna say yes, but you can't quite place why. Holding it in your hands feels strange. You're not sure if it's a good feeling or not.
Can I roll an double insight check or something to try to parse the feeling?
You do not have enough experience yet to do so.
Oh.
You
Where'd you
know
find
that
this?
feeling when you pick up an item and it says you are not high level enough to wield this? That kind of deal?
The orc that you asked that to says, no, the one real nice guy that comes in every now and then to help us get stock, Folly the Fence, he picked that up.
Did he say where he found it?
Orc shrugs, I don't ask about these things, you just sort of take when Folly gives you something. God, I haven't seen that guy in a while.
I hope he's alright.
Oh god, me too.
Multi-five.
Yeah, we were looking for someone for Puck. Right?
Oh! No, well, not for... I mean, you were looking for someone on Puck's behalf, yes.
Yeah. What was his name?
Ren.
Ren. I don't... Do you know anybody named, Ren in the city?
Oh, yeah, that's the boss! Hey, Ren, someone's asking for you! And coming out of an office in the back is a tall, thin goblin woman with a beautiful mane of red hair. Yeah, who's asking?
Oh. Hello. I'm Janice.
Hi, I'm Ren.
Your friend of yours asked us to check on you.
Sweet. Who's this friend then?
Puck. Puck.
Her slightly sly
I don't
smile
think it was
drops,
I don't
and her
think it
eyes
was-
go wide, and she says, you mean my great-great-grandpa?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
he survived the
Yes.
plague.
Well, yeah, obviously. Oh, thank gosh. Well, how's he doing? How are things? I've heard some terrible rumors about what
Well-
happened to the courts.
He is the highest ranking fairy left.
Oh,
He is now the de facto leader.
Seneschal.
well, that's
doing- He is taking very good care of the fairies that are with him.
that's good. That's good. You know, he and I, we had some differences. You know, I asked him to sort of get me out of. Well, you don't need to hear my backstory. So he's all right. He's okay.
Yes, and he has, as I said, he's taking good care of the fairies, and he's actually, excuse me, made an alliance with Junitonia?
Junitonia.
With Junitonia.
Oh, yeah, you know, he was always pretty sweet in Mortals, so that scans.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
getting on pretty sweet with that particular mortal.
Shut up. Yeah,
True, though.
so, you know, there were
Oh my god, they were
obviously a lot of
they
losses.
were allies.
Sorry, what was that, Janice?
There were obviously a lot of losses, but things
Yeah.
seem to be looking up now.
So the Emperor and the Empress are dead?
I'm afraid so.
That's weird to think about. Oberon and Titania have been ruling the two courts since antiquity.
Yeah.
Probably a good time to just abolish the whole court system altogether, you know, if great-great-grandpa can get that through his head.
Well, I don't recall him mentioning much in the way of the courts. More just.
Well, I
the
mean, I guess if
fairies are
he's
left
running
trying
things,
to take
you
care
know,
of.
then there's probably not much left of the court anyway.
There's only like, well, there's like what, only like a few dozen fairies there.
I think so.
You know? This is good. This is really good. I mean, it's horrible, but it's good in a way. Hey, if you see him again, you send him a message. Tell him that I'm gonna work on a way getting him in here so he can talk with us and see what we're doing. You know, the fairyland could use being pulled into the more modern world and getting rid of this whole court system. You know, if we could do it now, I think a lot of fairies would benefit from not having all these strict class and hierarchical things that have been going on for millennia.
I agree. We have been on our travel here. We have been helping people of various stripes, humans, non-humans, fae, chimera, and she like motions to chitters.
Oh wow, that's pretty
And
good right
we've
there.
been-
You should show that to some of the wizards.
Maybe, but
So
We've
what does
been-
multi-5 do? I get to hit with it 5 times?
You can hit
would
5 targets at once.
Oh.
You roll a single dice, and if it hits, it would be able to hit up to 5 targets,
good lord, can't use
which
any
is
of this
not in
stuff.
the book normally. You might have heard me go, "Holy shit, multi 5."
Welcome to the city of
Um,
Emerald Towers, fuckers.
I can't use any of this. We've been making a sort of coalition of the various
Networking.
peoples affected by the plague.
That's pretty
We can work
cool.
Together, so we can help each other.
Nice. she says, like, not trying to outright say she's not interested, but like,
No, no,
kind of
she's not
sending
try-
vibes of
she's not
like,
trying
I
to
don't
get-
need your life story.
Oh, okay.
She's not being impolite about it, but she is like, you can like visibly get the vibe of her being like, okay,
gonna
this
buy
person's
something?
telling me a lot about themselves.
You gonna buy something?
Well, a good question to ask her
That's
is
for you.
what made her decide to leave the
why
forest?
Did you come here? Why did you come here? What made you?
Well,
wanna
I mean, I
leave?
didn't come here initially. I didn't like. I understand that that Empress Titania and Emperor Oberon are both were both very wonderful as far as Sealy Royals go. And there were many people in the courts that were nice, but I did not like the organization and hierarchy and structure of the courts, and I didn't want to be a part of it. So I asked Great-Great-Grandpa Puck to sort of vouch for letting me be released from the court system, which meant exile from Fairyland, which I didn't give a fuck about. And I started plying my trade, trying to go what I could do, and that's when, through a chain of events I don't feel I need to recount in detail to a stranger, I eventually got into the acquaintance of Ozymandias, and, I'm a very gifted goblin blacksmith, if I do say to myself, and a very good tinkerer and inventor of things. He saw a lot of promise in what I could do and said he has a lot of jobs for me. And then eventually when he started this whole little enterprise, he's like, do you want to be the head blacksmith? And I was like, yeah, sure. I assumed it was just going to be a small little thing, but it grew into a really big city. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's responsibility that I earned and a job that I earned and I chose.
I can definitely understand that. Well,
It's nice. I got a whole bunch of
pleasure.
like-minded people here who just want to practice their trade, and it's a good place. It's a good life we've made for ourselves here.
you've seen the man himself, then.
Oh yeah, number of times. We talk all the time. Whenever there's a lot of different like custom parts that are need made for the various automatons here. We have the factory for that, but there sometimes you need more of a personal touch for things, especially when you're making something new.
Of course, that makes sense.
Can we
So
sell
what's he
things
like
here
in
too?
person?
Yeah,
TT?
yeah. You sell them for about half what they cost.
Alright, because I'm thinking about trading in my dips and daggers for the Gadalisk bow.
Yeah.
The dips and daggers
Well,
it also
okay.
has a gem on it, so it's Dex plus 15.
Do you remember what all that would have cost?
Some of the stuff should be the dips and daggers did
Just
not have a
scroll up,
cost
yeah.
attached to them because they were
Well,
looted
we'll
off the
figure
assassin.
that out later. I don't want to do that in the middle of a session because that could take a while.
You're
Yeah.
getting rid
Yeah.
of your assassination daggers?
Oh no, I still have one more!
But you know how it is in
Alright,
RPGs. You sell off the lesser stuff.
Yeah. What's he like in person?
Oh, no, yeah.
He can talk fast sometimes. He can be a bit blunt and abrasive. A lot of people aren't prepared for that. But he doesn't really care for a lot of pretense. There've been a couple of nobles who have tried to talk with Ozzy, and he tells them right the fuck off, which I think is hilarious.
That is pretty good.
He's a thinker. He's a person who thinks a lot, and that can come off as arrogance. But yeah, he's got real good intentions.
Actually,
I really can't. I can't speak ill of him. Not like I'm forbidden or anything. Just that he's done a lot. You really gotta just sort of meet him, I think. I mean, obviously, you're gonna eventually. When's your scheduled meeting?
As soon as we're ready.
Oh, damn. You must have impressed the fuck out of him.
He did kind of send us
We-
on a contract
Yeah.
to grab something for him.
Ah, your Philosopher's Stone hunters. Did you get one?
That's between us
How
and the
many of
boss.
us are there?
Oh, there've been a good number. Granted, very few actually get here, but there've been a good number of people that have been hired. It's an important project. Maintaining all of this takes a lot of magical power, and I'm not a wizard, so I can't go through all the ins and outs of it, but I know that there's been a lot of things that have had to take place in that. One of the reasons he reached out to all these boogeymen like myself is that we do have a natural way of being able to reinforce the connections and liminal spaces between fairyland and the mortal realm, which is really necessary for a place like this to exist.
I see. That. Even still, the construction of this place is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
And we keep trying to improve things as often as we can. Never stop innovating. That's sort of the city's motto, which is why the Philosopher's Stone quest is so important. If we could get an actual perfected Philosopher's Stone, a lot of our problems would go away.
This is something else.
Yeah. Welcome to the city.
Thank you.
So I'll sell my Latro to stop my dips and daggers,
Fine by me.
and get the Catalyst bow.
Enjoy. It's a goblin-made crossbow that did anyone see Van Helsing, the movie Van Helsing?
Yes.
Where he
Yes.
basically has a machine gun crossbow.
I was thinking Guts is from Berserk, where he pulled
I,
it out.
I
of
haven't
his
read
pocket.
Berserk, so I can't make that reference, but it's like a machine gun crossbow.
It's the thing the machine
Jesus.
gun crossbow in Van Helsing is based on.
Sure. Then it's that.
Oh, I know exactly what this is like. Oh, yeah.
Yes, you would know, wouldn't you, Nora? I showed you that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's fucking great.
Van Helsing's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Really great.
it is a very underrated movie, very pulpy. Also, recently rewatched LXG. How it handles Mina aside, I think that movie was unfairly treated.
Yeah. Anyways, back to our session.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry to be railroady, but we have not
Yeah,
done one of these in a while.
Yeah,
We
lots of
also have-
And
stuff.
also,
yeah,
I have been waiting for this particular session for a while.
Yeah, it's the city.
Yeah, I don't have any. You think we should reconvene?
Yeah, it looks like you think we should go see the man himself?
We should reconvene, I suppose.
Yeah, we can always come shopping more later. That's a nice bow.
I'm right, it is.
Yeah, reconvene.
All right, you go to your respective teleportation centers and talk about how you want to reconvene with your party. You are so, and you are immediately teleported into the Oasis.
Oh,
You're
dear.
Oh,
going
shit.
through the drawbridge or anything. You are right here in the Oasis. So there are a couple of places in this Oasis beyond Ozzy's tower itself. First, there is the Mercenary Hall. Basically a dormitory of sorts and a meeting place and a guild for various outsiders who are hired to work for the city and go outside the city. For people who do great deeds and go on adventures and shit to get stuff to help benefit the city of Emerald Towers and take the risk of going into the plague-ridden landscape. This is where you're allowed to stay. And while it is like a huge, apartment, the actual suites are very nice. It's sort of like a high-end hotel, if you will. And when you arrive, you are told that you are allowed to stay there as long as you like, and it works exactly like an inn, only you don't have to pay anything. You're restored up to full, and for every day, like when you stay there, the day following after you leave, you get a temporary 5-point boost to HP, MP, and IP. It does not stack.
Oh.
Damn.
Just be
Place number 2 is a gift shop. This one has merchandise exclusive to only the most esteemed guests. You can buy a civilian-grade kite wing here.
That's tempting.
Number 3 is a
This is-
library.
Oh, this is where they have the high-end loot boxes.
Yep. This is Ozymandias' personal library, about half of which is composed of his own writing.
Yeah.
There are also reproductions of some very important texts here, many of which have been believed to be lost, although all of these contain annotations from Ozymandias himself. You can explore that later, and I can tell you some of the fun texts inside. Building number 4 is the student dorms. It's a small apartment complex where apprentice wizards to Ozymandias are allowed to stay during their studies. Also very ritzy. And finally, there is a huge wizard tower called the Crown of Emerald, the main laboratory and stronghold of Ozymandias himself, as well as a place where the apprentices of Ozymandias study and practice their spellcraft.
It's a little overwhelming.
You are told that you can explore this as well, and to go to Crown of Emerald when you are ready to see Ozymandias.
Yeah, let's stop pussyfooting around the bush and see the wizard.
Yeah. You want
I
some
get a
kebabs,
feeling
by the
God
way?
is trying to run us along.
No, you can.
God's excited. God
is
gets to
excited,
have some treats.
Okay.
Anyway, you want some kebabs?
What? Oh, sure.
They're really good.
Okay.
As long as it's not
Yeah,
a wicked
Move
kebab.
the mask and. Move the mask out enough so the kebab can go underneath. It's fine.
Well, I mean, if you don't want it,
Anything is better than a wicked
No,
kebab.
I didn't. I didn't say that. It's good. I like things spicier.
I thought it was pretty spicy as it is. It's made of them, them
It's a good thing
fire-breathing
you didn't
cows.
say this in front of the kebab maker because he probably would have cried.
And then
Oh
self-destructed.
no! They're not. They're good.
No,
Don't get me wrong.
no.
They're super.
You say that, and then two robots show up and go drag him away as another robot.
Oh my
as a
God.
trapdoor opens up and another robot takes his place.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. Like there's like, no. It's like it's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just I really developed a taste for spicy food since motions
Made from
to
a
themselves.
fire-breathing cow. How do you get more spicy than that?
I don't know. Shrugs. I'm not breathing fire. Not spicy enough.
Without further ado.
No.
Right. So you are going to the Emerald Crown
Wait.
first?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pause.
I
the
guess you
music
could
'cause I'm
say-
about to do a lot of very important talking.
Yeah, but I was
You're
gonna
off
say.
to see the wizard.
Yes.
You.
Damn it! That was
Sorry, you have something you'd like to
Yeah.
say?
That was it.
Okay.
You ass.
Yeah, how dare I talk as the GM? Anyways, you go up a truly enormous and grand staircase to the doors to the city
Oh
of
my
Emerald
gosh.
to the Emerald Crown. The doors open automatically as several green painted automatons bow, and one steps forward that's got like a sort of a sculpted fancy hat or metal cap, I suppose. Your arrival has been anticipated, and the great Ozymandias is ready to see you. Come this way. And he shows you to a teleportation disc in the center of the hall.
Another one? That's
Would you prefer to go through several flights of stairs and hallways to get to where Ozymandias is?
No, that's a fair point.
We can do this manually if you insist.
No. I'll take the teleporting circle.
All right.
Yes.
You were teleported into a wizard's dream laboratory. Like it's an enormous room, dozens of tables with various instruments, dozens of shelves and cabinets marked and with various spell components, many projects in the midst of being completed, and a vast wall of crystal balls to scry and communicate with people around Midgahheim. And standing amidst it all, clad in green robes of elaborate and fanciful make, is a wizard looking to be in about his late 30s, early 40s, with black hair and then very fashionable spectacles. His ears pointed by lich rot, his clothes immaculately tailored, working on something. He stops when he hears the teleportation go off, turns around and says, "Well, Team 14.
Team 14!
How do you do? I am Ozymandias.
Your
Do you mind if we get
reputation precedes you.
Oh, lovely to hear. First, let me thank you for making the journey here. It's rough out there. I mean, it means a great deal that you carried something so precious and kept it safe throughout that whole trip. So,
yeah, that's how. We might need to have a conversation about the specifics of it, since
sure. Can we just get disappointment out of the way and let me see it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, when we got to it, we found out it was made from children.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, that would explain
and
why it
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, sorry about that.
This is this is as I expected, the worst one we found yet. But valuable nonetheless.
Oh, wow.
He taps a few runes, a pipe emerges from the ceiling, he puts the stone up the pipe and it gets sucked away. There we go, still has its uses. Well, you've upheld your side of the bargain.
I may.
Oh, sorry, yes?
You're collecting them.
Yes, the flawed Philosopher's Stones do have great power still, and I'm still holding out hope I'm able to make one myself. And you can use a flawed Philosopher's Stone to enact great magic, so if you have enough of them, it could potentially... Theoretically, it is possible to use a bunch of flawed ones to make one that's actually good.
Given
a
how much
perfect
magic
one.
this place gets, I imagine every even flawed Philosopher's Stone has its uses.
Yes, it does. Unfortunate this one was gotten through such wretched means, but I mean, what do we expect from that asshole? You killed him, right?
Oh, he is super
Yes.
dead.
Good. I'm pretty sure Folly told me that. Yeah, again, thank you. So your side of the bargain upheld. So let me hold up mine. Leica, would you like to go first?
I'll let everyone else go.
No. Let's start with you. Folly tells me that you wanted to sort of prove yourself your own person, stand outside your parents' shadow, correct?
How would Folly know that? Because I
Wait,
can never do
wait.
that.
What did he say?
Like a.
You wanna prove yourself a hero, correct?
Now that since he said that, I was like, wait. You certainly know a bit.
Yeah. Sorry, is that not what you want? What was your wish?
Sorry, Kay is now on the spot now.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was it that you wanted specifically?
I suppose I already got what I wanted.
Well, that's disappointing for me. I had a whole thing planned. Here, I'm gonna offer it to you anyway. And he snaps, and all the crystal balls behind him flash on, and they're pretty fucking big crystal balls. Like they're like the humongous flat screen TV of crystal balls. And you see people from all over Midgahheim. Most of them are dressed in the sort of flashy clothes of a balladeer or a bard or a minstrel. You all hear me, gang? Yeah, and you hear a variety of yes, Ozymandias. So this is Laika, excellent hero I've been telling you about. Laika, if you want, you can go ahead and tell these people of your exploits, and they will record them in song and in plays and in artwork so that your legend stands tall, all of your own, with whatever embellishments you desire. If none, then none at all. If you'd like to juice it up a little bit, they're capable of doing that. And people will know the name Laika as that of a great self-made hero. I'll get back to you when he turns off the crystal balls. If you want. Think on it. Gore. You're a gourmand of sorts, correct?
Yes.
Borscht? I mean, like real borscht, like Ruslovakian borscht?
I don't believe I have.
See, Ruslovakian immigrants brought it over here, but you need Ruslovakian soil for the ingredients to have the right flavor. Best borscht I ever had. It's in the small shop in Akinua Polanoska. We have that borscht here because I love it. I've made sure that we have that borscht here. Great expense to sort of teleport the ingredients, but some things are worth it. And I would like to share the various joys of my palate with you. In fact, he snaps his fingers, and a table poofs in, covered with sumptuous-looking food. And he starts pointing out, that right there, that is ogre oxen filet mignon. You ever had ogre oxen beef? It's delicious. You have to actually go to Castles in the Cloud to get the oxen themselves, and ogres aren't very keen on sharing the species, but you work them a little bit, they'll give you some. Right here, we have roast gilded goose. Very nice, very fine. Very, very fatty meat, but it's very sweet, very delicious. Here's some Hesperidian apple pie. Let me tell you, I am looking forward to when our Hesper hybrid tree. Did you see our Hesper hybrid tree?
I did
Yes.
not.
When our Hesper hybrid tree bears fruit, it's gonna make some excellent pie. But right, the normal Hesperides tree is very good. I'm not gonna knock the original golden apples. We have some Valhallan mead here. Again, we're looking to replicate that ourselves when we get our hybrid working. As well as this is Atlantean ambrosia. Finding this recipe very difficult, but definitely worth it. We've got some Leviathan sushi rolls and caviar, if you are so inclined, as a little Kraken calamari, and of course, my Polanoskian borscht. Feel free to sample.
No. Never one to turn down hospitality.
Making me hungry. Shit.
Yeah, good lord.
Where's you had a fifth member, where's the ghost?
She has felt
quiet.
She has felt increasingly not corporeal.
Shit. Sorry. Foul language. Try to avoid that in front of guests. I have this, and he snaps his fingers, and there's it looks essentially like a mannequin, but covered in like a fine layer of modeling clay. Or less like a mannequin and more like one of those anatomy art dummies. See, we built. This is a homunculus. It's not quite a homunculus. We haven't brought life to it yet. The idea is that when we get a soul to inhabit it, it'll contort to the soul, and if you got a ghost to inhabit it, it would replicate their original body with, you'd probably see some seam lines at the joints, but, pretty close. I was looking forward to that experiment. I mean, this is also altruism, but, like, there was a part of me that just intellectually I wanted to see what would happen if this would actually work out the way I was hoping. But, it's fine. We'll find out how it goes. Okay. Janice. That is the name you're going by now, yes?
Yes. How do you know that?
You've kept a kite wing in your backpack. So, your condition. We have been researching, and we have not found any precedent for it in any recorded text. And trust me, I've read a lot of books. But I'm undeterred. There is no problem that cannot be solved by judicious application of magic and creativity. I have the best chimera and occult specialists I know, and they are waiting on standby for you. We're going to figure out how to disentangle you, I swear, and you will be provided for as long as the process requires. If you have to stay here for months, you can stay here for months. It would go faster with a Philosopher's Stone, though.
I would actually like something else now.
Oh, well, everyone is changing their wants these days. What do you need?
Well, there's been a lot has happened in my travels here. And it's been insinuated to me several times that separating myself might not be the best idea.
By who?
And various entities of magical renown.
Oh? Like wizards?
And I have also... A wizard didn't say it would be a bad idea, but he wasn't exactly
did you
sure
talk to that? You went to Minervans. You talked to the guy at Minervans, didn't you? Don't listen to that idiot.
What? Excuse me?
The high philosopher at Minervans. Stefano Milano cookie guy.
He's gone.
Been deposed.
Oh, good. Fuck that. I mean, sorry, swearing. Sorry, that guy's an idiot. I did not care for him.
I am the new high philosopher of Minerva.
Oh. Good. Better choice than the last guy.
She was not happy with how things were being run.
You talked to a goddess. Is that who gave you the second opinion on the...
He doesn't believe me?
No,
he doesn't believe me?
He sounds like he doesn't think highly of gods.
Okay. No, she didn't.
Is she the one who told you not to disentangle yourself?
No, it was actually one of yours.
One of mine? What the hell is Folly on about?
People... No. One of your Philosopher's Stone hunters.
What, the clowns? Or
Yes.
Okay, well,
but
Chester's Jape is they've been around for a while. They got a lot of experience on their side, and
I have also...
Oh, damn it. That is another experiment I am getting denied, but your body, your choice.
That was anyone else. Oh my god, TT.
You don't know anyone else with this affliction, do you? Because
no, not like this.
You know what? We'll just spread some feelers out. I'll find someone eventually. I hate not getting to do a mental experiment. Sorry, what? Sorry, I'm being rude. What is it that you want, actually?
I'm working on that, but I want to know how all of this works.
Oh, that's easy. We can go into that in depth in a second. But first, I have one last person, and hey, Alex, for you, before you tell me you don't want what I was offering you, here's the thing. I have not figured out exactly what you want. Because you didn't seem to ask for anything specific. You just want to, like, help people, right?
Yes.
Well, hey, plus side is I want that too. I want to bring all the innovations of this city that you see to the world. And I can do it. I know I can if I just get a real, like a genuine, perfect philosopher's stone. So,
couldn't you disseminate some of the smaller innovations that are easier to send out?
yes, but that would defeat some purposes. Let me... I have a sales pitch, but first, I also accept that you came here for a job and for a payment. I'm willing to end this here if you wish to end it here. You've done your job. You got me what I asked for. The payment that you requested, should you desire it, is yours. If you require a separate, second, alternate payment, we can work that out as well. If you are interested in my sales pitch, I will gladly give it to you, but I am not going to make you endure all of that talking if this is not your bag.
I want to hear it.
Do the rest of you consent?
It would be rude not to hear you out.
All right, no, do not act as if I'm like a king. You don't have to hear me out. If you want to tell me right up to my face, go fuck off, you can tell me go fuck off. We probably shouldn't be using that sort of language, but you are allowed. I will not take offense.
Well,
Please.
That being said, it's still your house, so...
If you want to walk out that door with what you got, you can walk out that door with what you got. If you want to ask to come sometime, we can schedule some time when you have decided what you want as payment, and you are free to stay here as long as it takes for you to figure that out and ask for it and for me to grant it. You are in fact free to stay here indefinitely. You have my permission and invitation to become citizens of the City of Emerald Towers if you so choose. No questions asked. Go find yourself a place to live. They will accommodate you and live out the rest of your days in peace and splendor in my magnificent city. Your job, should you desire it, is done.
I'm willing to hear you out.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Anybody else needs to consent?
Leica?
I'll hear you out.
All right. So here's my sales pitch. Mediterra used to be the most advanced civilization in Midgehheim. Goes all the way back to the time of Atlantis. We've all heard the stories of the great civilization of Atlantis, a huge nation built on top of the sea of all damn things. Yet the world's always refused our gifts. Why is this? We were unified in the 10-year war at the end of the Age of Antiquity. That is when our ancestors learned the wrong lesson, which was that conquest is what unites nations. And that is not true. That is not what happened, but that is how they interpreted that event. The real thing that allowed our empire to unite was wonders. Mediterra's strength has always been in its wonders. The 10-year war lasted because of two marvels. One, the Wall of Ilium, an engineering for the Age of Antiquity, still unmatched by most. The most durable and enormous wall around a city ever conceived, and rarely, if ever, even come close to by ever since. And the second wonder was Odysseus's most infamous horse. You know him as Ulysses, but I'm a southerner. I keep forgetting the names. You northerners made up for all these people. That was a wonder of ingenuity. It brought the wall brought security to the people. It was this beautiful device to keep the people safe. And the horse was ingenious. It was clever. It was devious in its intent. These are the things that are Mediterra's strengths. The merging of security and ingenuity. The downside of having wonders is that people are going to rob you. They're going to try to steal them from you. They're going to try to kill you and take the wonder for themselves, which is why we have to follow a Ulysses' example by make people pay for every inch they dare to steal. Here is my strategy for a unified world. You make a society of wonders that are so dazzling everyone wants them. They are defended so securely and cleverly that they cannot be taken by force. An impenetrable wall that opens its gates to the wise and has countless tricks to beguile the crude and violent. This will get people's attention. This will make people say, I want to go in there. I want to see what they have. I want to live the life that they have behind those beautiful emerald walls. And if they can't take them by force, they have to enter as friends. They have to desire, they have to ask, they have to try and earn their way and prove that they are willing to play by these better rules. In time, this society can grow until the wise outnumber the crude and the world becomes whole. And if this happens, mortal kind will surpass the glory of the gods.
Ooh.
Now, there's an insurmountable hurdle in this so far. To expand, we need more resources and more arcane power. If we take it by force, then it gives people a reason to hate us. Suddenly, we are not a thing of amazement, a thing that is desired. We are a thing that is loathed, and people unite and try to destroy us. And if any of them get clever like Ulysses, they could possibly do that. In fact, right now, there are already some who have decided to hate us even without us doing any of that business. We don't want this product to be doomed by resentment, so we need to find a way to grow the City of Emerald Towers without stealing from others, without conquering, without pillaging. And that's where a perfect Philosopher's Stone comes in. Perfect Philosopher's Stone is a miracle of magic that creates more miracles. It can allow us to grow, to become larger, to allow more people in, and to become something that can, in time, be replicated and spread throughout not just Mediterra, but all of Midgahim, until everyone is living with the quality of life we have here. The problem is not only that making a Philosopher's Stone is very difficult, but I am not the only one after one. I know the Mars Militia is looking for one. They haven't been able to make one in Volcamp, but they have been sending their own little squads that have come into conflict with some of mine. And I know the Emperor of Jupitemi has caught wind of it and is also beginning to try to get in on the race. So, we have competition. I don't know if you've met the Mars... Well, I do. I'm sorry. I don't want to be coy. I know that you've met the Mars Militia. I know that you haven't gone to Jupitemi, but you have met the Emperor's men. And I think you know either of those factions getting control of Mediterra is a bad end for all of us. So, my pitch. If you help me locate the other Philosopher's Stones that are in the wild, even if none of them is perfect, keeping them out of the hands of the Mars Militia and the Emperor's men is a good thing. Giving them to my city allows my city to grow and to thrive and to allow more people in and to share our wealth and, in time, perhaps draw people to my philosophy willingly. And in time, there will be multiple cities of Emerald Towers, and there will be multiple people living with this level of luxury and safety and comfort. Not just the rich, not just people of noble families, but everyone. We can build a wonder so great that the world comes knocking at our doors to ask in. And then we can unite Mediterra and Midgahheim as a whole, not by force, not by violence, not with a history of bloodshed, but with a history of people working for the benefit of their fellow people. You all seem like you are well-intentioned. You all seem like you care about the world and you want to make it better. I have seen you already uniting the many disparate and broken people of this plague-ravaged country, and I find that inspiring. I think that we have similar aims and intentions. And I think this partnership could be beneficial to all of us, and by all of us I mean all people of Midgahheim. That is what I am offering you to be a part of. It will require no small sacrifice on your part, but I aim to reward it handsomely. And if this ploy succeeds, if this scheme, if all of these machinations come together, we are talking about world peace.
That's
Oh.
quite an ambitious vision.
Yes. I won't deny it. It's the kind of thing people have been trying for years, but they have not been trying it this way. They always try it with violence. They always try it with conquest.
Well, that's a tall order and a mighty generous offer.
It sounds incredible.
Well, you flatter me very highly. I mean, I don't want to oversell you. There are a great many hurdles in our face. I cannot guarantee that I can make a perfect Philosopher's Stone. I can't guarantee there's one out in the wild for us to find. I know of several Philosopher's Stones that have been rumored. How many of them are actually Philosopher's Stones? I don't actually know. How many of them are perfect, if any? I don't know. And despite years of efforts, I have not figured out what it takes to truly make a perfect Philosopher's Stone. Very, very few wizards have. Which is annoying. And for whatever reason, even when you study their texts directly, it seems like there's just it's that spark between skill and talent. And I fear I may not have the talent, but I can't let that hold me down. I gotta keep trying. And of course, we are not unopposed. The army of Jupitemi is not to be trifled with, and while the Mars militia may seem backwards in their tactics, there is a devious mind there and an ability to hide from all magic and divine attempts to spy on them, which I find disconcerting. They must have some powerful magic of their own, and that makes me nervous. Especially from a faction that claims to disdain that sort of thought.
Yes.
I don't know what they're planning. I don't know what they're...
Didn't we prove that their armor has runes on it?
Yep.
Yes, we did.
Their armor carries runes. Part of the
blatant hypocrisy from a
woven
society
into
that
them.
claims to hate magic.
Yeah, but part of what's woven into them is magic that blocks them from speaking to Mars.
Yes, I'm sure the gods have some sort of vain squabble with an organization that claims to be doing their will but refuses to talk to them.
Every time Janice mentions the gods, like a frown.
Okay, no, she didn't say we talked to Mars. She said that there's magic that's
So you mentioned
blocking
Athena, and then
divinity.
you mentioned, so you probably mentioned, you've kind of shown our hand here.
No,
To be
no,
fair-
she didn't. She mentioned her personal thing with her personal god, that gave her her job, which is kind of important, and has not said that we met Mars. Said that we looked at the armor. You don't just assume that we spoke to God.
He's smart.
Yeah, you're.
But point is,
Fine, then I didn't say that.
ease everyone's troubled minds, Mediterra is one of the most religious countries in all of Midgheim. Talking this much about gods is not unusual.
yeah.
And I will retract what I said and word it differently. We got to look at their armor during large battle.
You already said it though.
Okay, but you were clearly upset, so I'm changing
Leica
it.
is. I'm just saying.
Okay. Can we move on with the dialogue?
What Leica
Yeah.
thinks in character is different from what I think.
We got to look at the Mars militia's armor, and it seems to it resists fire, of course, but it also seems to be designed to block divinity.
Oh, that's real strange. Wish I had that particular spell in my guidebook because, dear God. Nosy ass fucking deities. Damn, I keep swearing. I gotta stop that.
Well,
Have you spoken to deities?
No, but I am aware that they exist. And that they tend to meddle in the affairs of mortals, which I find highly grating.
well, that was all very generous offers. It's a lot to take in. We have much to think about. We still have some other outstanding obligations.
Understandable. We had a long journey here, and all come from various situations.
How many
No.
stones do you have?
A good few.
Didn't out of character? Didn't Jester Jape say like 12?
I think
They might have. It has been a
something like
while
that,
since
but-
that session.
Yeah, and we were mission 14, so
Well, mission 14 of the one sent to Ranzagar's tower.
true.
He's
Do you
been-
remember you found 13 other kite wings there?
Yeah,
He's been
it's been a while.
He's been sending countless groups out over the years. Well, he probably has an actual count, but
Listen, it is a very big decision and a very big thing I am offering you, and I can understand taking some time to think about that. I also understand you don't know me very well. I am promising the moon, which of course is inherently suspect in of itself. As I said, you are under no obligations. I gave you my pitch. You are freely within your reins to disregard that. If you want to walk out the door, you can walk out the door. If you want to just settle down and live with civilians, you can settle down and live with civilians. There are no hard feelings. You already did the job you agreed to do for me. And you were kind enough to listen to me jabber at you about my pipe dreams. So, if you would like to have a temporary stay, you are free to use the mercenaries' quarters. If you would like to have a permanent stay, go to the housing district. We will set you up with a house. Feel free to use my library if you wish. Feel free to use any of the facilities among the city. And if you are willing to hear out my offer, come back here. We'll continue to treat you as citizens of most importance.
Thank
you.
you very much.
This this is perhaps the most incredible magical construction I've ever seen.
You flatter me. There are comparable things. If you've ever been, you've never been to the Academy of Applied Arcana and Magic, have you?
No,
It's a
my school wasn't the most prestigious.
It's a pretty wonderful place, and also if you've ever been to Camelot, over in Franco-Breton, very marvelous castle there. Not quite as magically inclined, but there's a good deal of magic poured into that place. I do flatter myself to think that I have improved upon those feats, but I tried to make myself humble. It's hard sometimes.
It is
I
something
think
that
I have a natural
wizards-
Yeah, wizards in general have a tendency towards arrogance, and I know that mine is probably more than most, but I try to rein it in.
and I appreciate that.
And the offers stand. As of yet, I have, I guess paid none of you? Gore, did you like the food? Did you at least like the food? Did I do well by the food at least?
If you turn back to the table, he has eaten the entire thing except for the borscht. He is taking his time and sampling it.
The borscht is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes, it is quite the spread. It is very impressive. He still has like a mug of the ale because he's like palate cleansing with the ale and, been eating it.
It is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
You are at Carte Blanche whenever you visit the City of Emerald Towers, or if you decide to stay, to come and use our teleportations and transporters to get whatever you desire. Sample all the food of Midgahheim that we have access to.
We'll certainly do that in time. But before then, I think I would like to give you a bit of a gift, and if you like it, I would like to ask a favor in return for the gift, if that is all right.
Oh. Very interesting. Yes, I would, let's see what you got.
So he is going to open up his pack, and he's going to rummage through it, and basically cut off a slice of the god bread. He's going to dunk it in the borscht, get all that juices. He's going to slice a bit of borscht off with his cutlery knife, put it over the bread, and he's like, I think I might have a way to make your favorite dish just a little bit better. And he's going to offer him the bread with the sliced meat, drizzled into the juices.
He bites it, and his eyes go wide. Oh, damn. They were not kidding about you being a gourmand.
Well,
Who baked this? Do you know who they are? Can I get them here?
Fortunately, I don't think you, I, or anyone else could make them move for the heaven or earth. And sorry to say,
I'm gonna try though. Who made this? This is. I already have what I thought was the best baker in Midgahheim, and all credit to him. This kicks his ass.
Unfortunately, they're a bit of a recluse, and I can't really give that out. You might be able to find them if you try hard enough, but...
Oh, now you've got me. You've got me. I am a foodie. Okay. What's the favor? What's the favor for this?
He smiles widely. He goes, as a favor to me personally, you may never ask me to do anything for you ever again.
Oh. Whoa.
Fair.
Honestly, you could have gotten that out of me without the bread, but
No,
fine.
I would want to be fair. I thought I was a bit
Fairy deals.
I was a bit hornswoggled into this, honestly, but the journey has been most entertaining. All the same, if I do anything, it will be of my own accord. And with that, he actually begins to eat the borscht. You know, with like he's no longer sampling it; he is eating it.
He looks. Nods his head. All right. Gonna have to talk to Folly about that one. Seems like there were some miscommunications here, but all right. Request granted.
Just a nod.
Naturally,
Jax
the
feels like
rogue
she is missing
fairy, at the
something.
soonest opportunity, says, "I don't want you to be able to boss me around."
Yeah.
I imagine that he did this back in fucking the courts. It's like, I have done you a great favor, Chief. Now, you are no longer my boss. Those are my terms.
Never give a fairy an open-ended favor. That is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
Janice
that's it.
feels like she is missing something.
It's just blatantly.
I have a feeling this is gonna be what fucks him over in the end.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Gore felt like what was advertised was not what he got. It is hey, if you do something for me, it'll be cool, fun, and easy. Go kill a wizard. What?
Yeah, if the terms were made clear from the beginning, he probably would have done it anyways.
He may not have, but at least he would have been
May not
pretty
have.
amiable about it. He's been nursing this annoyance since the beginning.
Oh, yes, I would see, because taking offense to the whole open-ended, it's like, do a pretty please favor for me? Oh, I'll do you anything. All right, kill God.
But anyways, that's it. That's basically all he wanted to get. I will state he is still going to travel with you guys. Just because he's not like under official orders doesn't mean he's not going to help. He likes.
Well, I
you
sure
guys.
hope he finds us good company.
Yeah, he does like you guys. He's
Yeah.
off the hook for anything that
No gods, no masters, gang. Let's go.
basically he's just off the hook is essentially.
Well, this has been a most enlightening meeting, Ozymandias.
In a way, getting here and doing this was a payment enough for me. In a way, you already gave me what I wanted.
That is deeply unsatisfying for me, but all right. Glad to know you're happy.
I want something. I just need to put my
Think about
mind to it and figure that out.
Alrighty. Well, great. Glad I couldn't help.
I
I guess.
honestly, I'm honest. Honestly, would be.
Oh, you.
I heard you have a cure.
For the Red
plague.
Death. Yes, we managed to get that about 3 weeks ago.
What is it?
Very, very difficult healing spell. Do you have mastery of fire and water and wind magic?
Fire and water, no wind. I'm afraid.
Well, yeah, you're gonna need to study up on that. We have fire to kill some very complicated fire charms to kill the disease. With supplementary wind charms to change the nature of it and also of the body to boost the immune system and weaken the disease itself, as well as water charms that are designed to help rebuild the body from the damage the disease causes, because even an early and mild case of the Red Death does extreme damage to the body's systems. It requires a lot of skill to do all the charms at once, whether you're a conjurer or a sorcerer. If you're a conjurer, the material cost is great, but we have already written a manual on how to do it for both systems of magic. We're working on producing it and also on getting people trained in teaching the cure thing. My hope is to have people ready to leave the City of Emerald Towers and disseminate the cure within 2 months at most.
That coincides with
Amazing.
a grand celebration you have planned, is that it?
Well, we're actually doing a celebration a bit early. Possibly earlier if we can just get philosophy. Well, we've got a whole bunch of parties planned. But yes, we are going to have a celebration when we actually get this cure out.
Yeah. Of course, from what I've heard, we might be too late. It seems that the Red Death is already receding. Very few cases of it popping up nowadays. I
It
think
seems to have burnt itself out.
yes.
It-
It's the nature of a disease that virulent. It kills too many hosts and ends up not being able to spread that far. But
In whichever case, it may be good to hold on to in case it ever returns.
well, and to continue studying the magic and refining it, because who knows when the next Red Death will come along.
Yes.
Janice shivers at that one.
I apologize. It's a very gloomy thing to think about, but we were blindsided by this. When you're blindsided by something, there's not much you can do. But once it is established a precedent, it's any human's good job to look forward to the possibility of a recurrence. You know, the first person who was devastated by an earthquake, they could be forgiven. But the second person in that area who sets up shop and knowing that earthquakes happen here and doesn't do anything to prepare, bit of a dumbass. I mean, imbecile. Language, Ozzy, language.
You don't need to watch your language around us.
I'm trying to hold myself to a standard.
Fair enough.
Is that just your normal daycare voice, TT, where you're trying to like, nope. Need to call.
No, I don't fucking swear at the daycare. In fact, noticeably, my mouth has gotten fouler outside of work as a result of me reining it in so much for most of my life. Like whenever I reconvene to friends, they're like, "God, you did not swear this much in the past," and I was like, "Yep."
Working at daycare.
I would kick Ozymandias' ass in a no swearing competition. I am trained, bitch.
An odd, I suppose you could say, side effect of this motion at themselves is well, I'm both a witch and a wizard.
As a personal favor to me, can you not go into detail about your situation? Because I am incredibly intrigued by it, and when you initially expressed interest in it being fixed, it got my mind racing. I have been thinking about it so much, and now you don't want me to fix it, and it is so difficult to not try any of what I've been planning. So don't remind me, please.
I am happy to, let you examine what happened.
Oh, no, that makes me feel dirty. Don't.
Okay.
You're a person. You're a person. You're not a mental problem. But I really wanted to solve it. I really wanted to solve that. It's fine. It's fine.
Keep
It's
at
fine.
It could always come in handy later.
Yeah.
Try it with some chimera who are not.
I'm not. No, they're living things. You can't just.
No, like
I've seen people try to pry apart a griffin. It's not pretty. Get the most misshapen eagles you've ever fucking seen.
Have you met chitters?
What the hell is a chitters?
Chitters pops up behind Janice.
Well, look at that. It's like a. Wow, I can't tell if that's a Myrmicolian or a. TT is reading the second one, but the one that's good.
Myrmecleon?
No, the Myrmecleon is the one that's shit. Formicolon. That's a Formicolion.
I was about to say, wow, a wizard who doesn't know the difference.
A TT. I specified TT didn't know it. Fuck you. It's like I can't tell if that's a Myrmicolion or a Formicolion.
So technically, Chitters here is a Myrmecleon, but was an unstable
incredibly stabilized one
though. She pets Chitters, gives them
your
scritches.
spell work. Did you fix this up?
Not this one, no. We had some help from a local wizard.
Hmm.
I helped, but I'm
But,
not the primary source.
You see this local wizard again, tell him he's got a standing invitation to the City of Emerald Towers. Or she. Well,
Oh,
sorry, you didn't specify gender.
He.
He.
Something I did do that I'm not sure I'll ever be able to top.
Well, don't say that.
I healed a
Got your whole
behemoth's
life ahead of
horn.
you.
I healed a behemoth's horn.
Very impressive. Where's the behemoth?
outside
outside the city.
gate.
Didn't you guys
We were
leave it
afraid-
in
Yeah.
Didn't you leave it in Minervans?
Did
Oh,
protect
yeah, I
the
know.
city.
We left. Yeah, we left him in Minervans. It wasn't in the best shape. It was being sieged by the Mars militia when we got there.
Oh, that's fun, the idea of those stupid jerks getting taken out by a behemoth. Alright, I'm in a good mood again.
He ate good.
All right.
He ate good.
It sounds like every kid who was squirrely.
Which
Yeah,
we did
It's not
notice
the vibe
that
I was expecting.
we
but I'm
did
into it.
notice that the poor behemoth was being controlled by precious gems, and like
What?
I do have to ask, how did you acquire so much like gems for this city?
Oh, we made them. Little known fact,
made them?
if you have an extreme skill with earth magic, a lot of simple earth magic spells are, just moving the earth itself, summoning rocks to throw at people, that sort of thing. If you have an extreme skill with it, you can actually highly pressurize minerals to create gems, or extract precious metals. All things that are incredibly valuable in wizardry. There's a number of pioneers I could list who invented and refined the art. Several of the mages that we have here specialize in that kind of magic. Are routinely resupplying our stock of gems to use for magic and enchantment. Their aid was invaluable in making the City of Emerald Towers and in expanding it as well. Every time that we grow outwards, we have to make new walls, we have to encrust them with new gems to continue the various spell set here for our protection. Invaluable work of spellcraft. The sort of thing that people generally don't think about. Everyone tries to think of spells as big flashy things, turning into dragons, summoning fireballs, but sometimes all it takes is the ingenuity and expertise to say, hey, there is already a great deal of wonder beneath our fingertips. All you have to do is pour effort into it and refine it to make something magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sudden pause on Chad. Well, you can't see your face, but sudden pause. Can you turn into a dragon?
See, it's one of the most desired spells, but there was a teacher I had who talked about how wasteful it is. Like, what do you want to turn into a dragon for? You want to you want to have impenetrable scales? A bajillion different things you can do to defend yourself just as well, if not better, than dragon scales. You want to have prodigious strength? Why take all the effort to turn your body into a big muscly beast when you can just summon a rock and smash someone with it? You want to be able to breathe fire? We can shoot fireballs easy. You just need a basic understanding of fire magic to do that. You want to fly? Again, it's not that hard. Like, a lot of the things that come with being a dragon, you can replicate with much easier spells. It's just not practical. It's impressive. And, there are... I mean, if you talk to the Median Witches Coven, there are other uses for it than the ones I've listed. But for me, no, turning into a dragon it's a wonderful flashy trick, but it's not the sort of thing I think is necessarily practical and worth investing time in.
I hear you. I understand what you're saying.
Do you want to learn how to turn into a
Wouldn't
dragon?
it be cool?
Yeah, it would be. Do you want to learn? I've got people who can teach you. It's a desired spell. We can teach you each of the six most of the most desired spells.
What?
Yes.
6?
Yes.
I think that's
Or
throwing
se-
out of
or-
character.
Or 7. Let me double check my notes on wizard culture here.
Jesus!
Where is it? Where's wizard culture? Is that in Big Idea outlines?
Don't
Yes, it is.
don't give me this power, TT. Don't
yeah,
give
the
me
six-
the power to turn
the
into a
six-
fucking dragon.
The 6 most desired spells are turn into a dragon, turn lead into gold, control the weather, create new life, raise the dead, and prophecy. We can teach you each of those.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm-
that last one's gonna be
prophecy.
Prophecy magic is the most dangerous magic there is.
yes,
just so you're
that
aware.
one worries me.
Yes,
I
as it should.
so the transforming into a dragon does that need to be permanent? Can that be on and off?
If you want to make it permanent, you can make it permanent, but that's going to be a lot harder than doing it temporarily.
No, I'm fine with temporary. My body has already been changed fairly drastically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have as much of a connection to my shape as I used to, if that makes sense.
This is going to sound, how do I say this without sounding condescending? Everyone who starts entering the magic field thinks that they have inherent limitations that cannot be overcome. And that is understandable because of the world that we live in and what we are taught about ourselves, but it is wrong. There is nothing magic cannot overcome with enough persistence, guile, and ingenuity. You want to turn into a dragon, while I think that is a waste of time and effort, we can teach you how to turn into a dragon no matter what disabilities and disadvantages you come to us with. Anyone can be a wizard.
Yes,
Wait a minute.
that was one of the big things I did in Minervans was I made it so the Chimera could properly learn wizardry. My apprentice, she is a Drider.
Oh,
Not
you
Drider.
mean an Arachne? We don't have Drow here.
Yeah, sorry. That was me.
Drow do not
That was
exist.
me, not Janice.
Not so funny with the shoes on the other
That
foot,
was
huh?
My apprentice is Narachne. She's wonderful.
Yeah, right.
Her first question was why there. I'm sorry. I'm getting. I'm
No,
fixating.
it speaks well of you. You know, I know that common belief in Mediterra is that Chimera do not have the ability for spellcraft and are supposed to exist for specific roles, and yada yada yada. That's absolute horseshit. I have known some incredible wizards that are Chimera, including a few that have unlocked sorcerer potential. That the common Mediterranean belief that the Chimera can't be sorcerer. That's horseshit. It's absolute horseshit.
It is. Honestly, that's that alone has ticked Janice's feelings about Ozzy higher. That alone. I'm sure that you have wizards who are more knowledgeable and better at things than I am, but I would be happy to at least keep it in a intellectual correspondence with you.
Sounds good.
That's something you're all right with?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Double insight.
Okay, do it. Difficulty of 8.
A lot. It's been so long, I don't know where things are. Yeah. 10.
10.
He's being honest.
Oh. You just sounded just
Right.
disappointed by that.
Well,
Oh, I mean, he's just disappointed in general. You guys all basically told him, 1, we don't actually want any of the payment that you've offered. 2, we don't really want to do this job. I mean, we'll consider it, but like the vibes are very clearly, we don't want that.
No.
So there is a general air of disappointment about him, but he's trying to be gracious in the face of it. And like, yeah, he is genuine when you're like, I want to keep a correspondence to talk to you, like, and just in general when you have been talking to him about wizard shit, he's genuine about it because he's a wizard and wizards like talking about magic. He's a student of the AM, and as such has had a significant portion of his life talking with other wizards from around the world. And as such, really does dig just being able to meet a new wizard and talk about new perspectives on magic and all that.
Okay. Yeah, that is nice to hear. Janice's opinion on him is, still suspicious, but he's made a good first impression.
as much as he's trying not to somehow. It's like, in spite of himself, he's making a good first impression.
I have no further questions.
All right, well, if you guys want to take off,
decide
you're
if
free
I
to take
want
off.
the dragon spell. I'm just trying to decide.
I mean,
if I want
it's
the
gonna
dragon
take
spell.
months of you months of studying and practicing to master it. I'm not just gonna like give you the ability to turn into a dragon in one fucking session.
I know.
It's one of the 6
but,
most
like,
desired
that's-
spells because it's one of the hardest fucking spells to do.
Yes. I just that is extremely appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it is.
Look, it did never cross my mind until now, but now I'm like, oh man, a black and white like piebald kind of dragon would look really cool.
Why not turn it into an owl? Big ass owl. Bro,
That's also
go
not a
get
bad
your owl.
idea. Dragon owl.
Wan Shi Tong, he who knows 10,000 things.
Okay, so this isn't just a side question. Do you know any good offensive water spells and healing fire spells?
Yeah. Fire. So
I-
general consensus is people think fire magic is purely offensive and water magic is purely defensive, and that's also a fallacy. Fire magic is incredibly useful in destroying disease, in purging cancers from the body and other malign mutations, in strengthening what was weak. You think of fire. Fire purifies metals and removes the impurities. Fire can turn wood into, can harden wood to make for a better weapon. Fire isn't its destruction when channeled right can strengthen what survives it. Likewise, water magic can encourage the growth of disease. It can create malign growth in the body. If you want to give someone cancer, you use a water spell, not a fire spell. And you can just drown people.
Harley Quinn, you gave me cancer?
Both of those magic schools are not as simple as people try to make them out to be. I know that there are many wizards who teach them purely in those facets, and they're limiting our understanding of it.
That's actually why I ask. I found that since the wires have been crossed. The healing I did was with water magic. I was
As a
while I
standard.
was doctor, and my combat magic was fire. But since this, the it's been reversed.
Almost like
not
like it
even-
like suddenly go from left-handed to right-handed.
Yes, it's not
Although
even something
perhaps now-
I'm.
Perhaps now you're ambidextrous.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's not a conscious choice. I went to heal like I always did, and it came out differently.
See, you're teasing me again because now I'm again thinking
sorry,
of the
I'm
condition and
sorry.
how very interesting it is.
It's something that I
It's-
have also been
Quit
really.
hunting the man.
I'm assuming it is the magic equivalent of synesthesia. Your wires, as you've said, have been crossed. That the senses are still there. The attunement to magic is still there. It's just how you access it is now done in a way that feels alien to you. I think with practice, you're eventually going to be able to get it on your own. But if you like, I have several experts in the various elements, including water and fire magic, and including unusual uses of those that could try and help you refine these and restore access to your abilities as you know them, while also allowing you to keep the abilities and the affinities with water and fire that you've newly discovered with your condition. Best of both worlds, if you will.
Yeah. It's
We could even call that your
Working
price
out.
if you want us to, or we could just be a freebie. I'm feeling generous.
I would enjoy. I would enjoy learning some of that. Honestly, I found that my repertoire has gotten a little specific. I hit something with icicles or a whip of water, and I heal things with fire.
Mhm. Well, feel free to look in my library. Feel free to consult my mages. We'll help you get sorted. Because again, you've done a great good service for me and have not allowed me to pay you for it. So I don't like being in someone's debt.
I'm very sorry.
It's okay. It's
It's been
fine.
a long journey.
Yep. Yep.
It's been a long journey. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
This man really does not appreciate it when he's like told no, essentially.
I think we can go take a rest now, gang.
Yep. Go ahead.
Let's
and you-
have some.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, let's have a more private conversation about everything that's happened.
Yeah. So you teleport out, leave the Crown of Emerald, and are free to go where you want in the city.
I want to hit up the library.
Neato beans. Okay, so here's what, and we've got about like half an hour left. Just FYI. Here's what you find in that beautiful library. So as I said, it's Ozymandias' personal library. About half of it is just his own writings on various topics, mostly magic, but other things as well. There are also reproductions of some very important magical texts here, many of which have been believed lost to the ages. And these reproductions all contain annotations from Ozymandias himself. They're not altered, like it's the original text. It's just that he's added his own notes and commentary,
Yeah.
as academics are prone to do. Looking here, you can find some notable books. Let me just get this named here properly. You find a complete set of George Gerson I's Dragon Guide books. And these are specifically the final editions written by George himself, the ones he wrote after his opinions on dragons softened with years of understanding. There was a marked
effort by the descendants of George Garson to destroy these editions of the books, as they were critical of Garson's own legacy, despite being written by Garson himself. You find the complete treatises of the magical beings and creatures of Midgahheim by a witch known only as Mont Blanc, which is one of the most complete bestiaries in Midgahheim of its arcane flora and fauna. You find the Goetic Maleficarium and the Key of Sir Solomane, the two most complete and accurate demonology texts in Midgahheim. And you find Errant Together, a guide to Black Knight guilds, which is a list of the various Black Knight orders in Midgahheim. Included are the Small Feet Heroes, the Order of the Iron Fangs, the Knights of the Round, the New Argonauts, and the Seven Maginites.
I'm interested in the Maleficarium. He's going to look up Andromalius.
The Goetic Maleficarium and the Lesser Key of Sir Solomane both describe Andromalius. They note the fact that his name literally means bad man. In northern Mediterranean.
Yeah, he does he does a
yeah. Man bad.
Yeah, bad man.
He's Vegeta.
Strong bad.
Descriptions. So you'd find out that Andromalius is specifically a knight of the third circle of hell, which is known as Pandemonium, run by Maimon, the Prince of Greed. Andromalius is specifically gifted in discovering hidden treasure, and tracking down and bringing to interested parties thieves. Essentially a bounty hunter as demons go. He is a demon for hire. And is considered honorable in the deals that he makes. He is honest with the terms and he abides by the terms. In the Lesser Key of in the Key of Sir Solomane, you find more detailed descriptions of different dealings of Andromalius by different people. And one thing that is noted is that he is unusually honest and upfront as demons go. He is not a tempter. He is not a familiar. He does not try to corrupt and trick people. He's a warrior. He's a fighter. He's a muscle for hire and doesn't really like doing all the fucking trickery shit that other demons are known for. He is upfront. You summon him to do some violence on your behalf, and he does it.
Good to know.
Alika will have 3 demons of note for her. Basago, Rubicante, Boone.
Okay. Let me get up my big list of demons here so I can make sure I get all this information accurately. So give me 1 second.
Remind me, Kay, the name Boone was not brought up to Alex, was it? You learned that on your own?
Leica learned that on your own. I think she did tell him that.
Yeah, it's been a while, so I can't quite remember.
Yeah, it has been a while, but yeah.
Okay. Where did I put you, Visago? Where are you in the...
Remember.
Okay.
If I remembered it, I might have asked it myself. But I'll learn it anyway now.
Okay. Visago is a knight of the 5th circle of hell, Dis, which is ruled by Prince. Wait, am I getting this right? Yeah. A second. No, sorry. She is another member of the 3rd layer of hell, Pandemonium, ruled by Prince Maimon. Oh, I was wrong. Andromalius is not a knight. He's a marquis. Visago is a knight or a dame in this case. She's like the lowest tier of aristocracy, which means that she's, not an imp, but only slightly higher than that. And she is specifically noted as being good-natured. She can discover lost or hidden things, and she can tell the past and future. Let's see, Rubicante. Rubicante is a count of the 6th layer of hell, the Malabulge, ruled by Prince Abaddon of Wrath. His name means red and rabid. He is one of the most vicious and savage warriors under the under the leadership of Prince Abaddon, and is a member of the Mala branch, an elite order of demons that carry out Prince Abaddon's most treasured will. Rubicante was picked by Abaddon specifically for how nasty and vicious he gets when persecuting those that have angered the Malabulge. You know, he's sadistic and cruel in his methods. Generally a demon that you do not want to encounter. And definitely one you don't want to cross. Finally, Boone. Boone is a count of Sheol, the 1st circle of hell, ruled by Prince Sheol, the Prince of Envy. Boone has the ability to change the place of the dead, which specifically means basically raising them out of the afterlife and back to the land of the living as undead. And he, makes them under his power, under the power of those that have summoned him. He can make people more eloquent and wise than they are naturally. He gives true answers to demand as well as riches. He has he has an attractive voice and is a bit of a bishy, if you will. Attractive fellow. He has 3 heads, one of which is like a dog, one of which is like a griffin, and one of which is like a man. Boone is heavily associated with necromancers. Many necromancers have been given their gifts by Boone. And according to the Lesser Key of Sir Solomon, it is rumored, though not officially confirmed, that many families in Castlevania, including the noted Charmiel family, had dealings with Boone, and that is why there are so many undead amongst the nobility of Castlevania.
Oh. Lovely.
All good to know.
So the key is Sir Solomon to say anything more specific about the previous 2?
About Visago, it
Ruby, yeah.
mentions that she often appears as a traveling merchant. That she has had dealings with Mephistopheles, which is why one of her more well-known aliases when being amongst humans is Mephaust, as sort of an in-joke. It's Mephistopheles named mixed with that of his most famous and beloved Mark, the Germanorian wizard Faust. Whether it's a joke that Mephistopheles appreciates is debated. But that Visago is by all accounts about as well intentioned as she has been reputed to be. That, as demons go, she doesn't seem very devoted to the cause of bringing suffering to mortals. And more likes to, she's a demon in the trickster vein rather than the enemy of man. Probably why she doesn't go by the usual demon pseudonym of Satan. She doesn't call herself enemy. She calls herself Mephasto or various other aliases. Often appearing as a woman with golden hair and eyes and a slightly unsettling wide grin.
So that's right.
As for Rubicante, it talks a lot about his exploits with the Manch. There are rituals for summoning the Malabranch that the Lesser Key, that the Key of Sir Solomon mentions, but does not fully lay out. Because Sir Solomon was not keen on summoning demons. He was a skilled exorcist, but he did not actually want others to, do the deed himself. He just wanted to tell them about what he learned about demons. But he does mention several exploits of other exorcists who did summon the Malabranch, in whole or partially, and just notes how wretched and awful any people who have had to fight the Malabranch end up for the experience, and that summoning them is in fact very difficult. He notes that while Rubicante is not as famous as other members like Drag Ignazio and Malakota, who are both the daughters of Abaddon himself, or even Marquise Alacino, who created her own unique strain of Cambion called Clowns that no other demon has been able to replicate, which is unusual. Rubicante is still nonetheless notable for just how fucking nasty he is. Like, if there's like one thing that marks him out among the Malabranch, it's just that he's more violent and more cruel and sadistic and to just drawing out the suffering of his marks than the rest of them, which is notable because the Malabranch in general are probably the most violent and nasty demons you could fight.
Well, that's a totally different impression
yeah.
from what Leica read off him.
Well, yeah, Grandpa's not gonna act like an asshole to his kid.
So we're
Your
in.
grandpa is a monster. He might be nice to you, but that does not change the fact that he is a monster.
Nope, I'm not gonna make the joke. I just can't. I'll DMT this because I don't want to say
it. Janice is going to look for this isn't something you could figure out between sessions if there is anything. A spell that combines water and fire.
Oh, I don't even have to look that up. There are plenty. In fact, one of the most common uses for combining water and fire magic is creating acid and poison. Like, a lot of venomous arcane creatures have both fire and water affinity, like Basilisk, for example. Because that's what makes venom. This biological liquid, this thing that your body produces, that is grown by you, and yet kills and destroys what you injected into. Likewise, acid is a chemical reaction. It creates something new, technically, in the process of the reaction, but also destroys what it touches.
Yeah, but there's not really mechanically. There's not really a spell that works like that.
I can custom make some shit for you if you want.
Yeah.
I can make you some fucking acid spells.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, there are things to learn there.
Yes, please.
But you're gonna have to level up to fucking add spells to shit.
Yeah.
But yes, there are offensive techniques to use with fire and water magic, and there are a number of advanced healing spells that require mastery of both. Like, if you want to help someone fight back cancer specifically, you're going to need both fire and water magic, and to some extent earth and air magic as well. Because the problem with cancer is that cells are growing too fast, that something has been fucked up, and like the homeostasis of your body has broken in one regard, and you're having too many cells grow too fast and grow incorrectly as a result of being done too fast. So to fix that, not only do you need to burn the cells away, you need to destroy them with fire magic. Not only do you need to replace them with fresh cells that you build with water magic, but you also need to change the genetic problem that caused those cancer cells to grow in the first place. You just, alter the chemistry of the human body so that way it doesn't have that mutation anymore, and stabilize it so that the mutation doesn't come again. I have done a lot of thought on how to cure cancer with my bullshit magic system.
It's good. It's cool though. very thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
And it certainly explains why, well, if magic can do anything, why can't you just wave your fingers and solve every problem? It's like, because it's fucking complicated.
Yeah, some products are fucking complicated.
I would be happy to see what you think about.
You are suddenly very far away.
Nora, you got baned.
I would be very happy to see what you cook up.
We'll figure out some shit. Just got to remind me
Yeah.
to do it when we're not in session.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you were done at the library, or if you have more stuff at the library, tell me. Otherwise, just a reminder, there's a wildlife preserve you haven't looked at. There's the
Mhm.
entertainment district.
Oh, I was assuming we were going to keep looking like beyond this session because there's a lot here.
Oh, absolutely. We don't have to do it all tonight because we only have 18 minutes left anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, we got 18 minutes left, so if anything you want to do.
Yeah,
We could also
have
retire to the
anything-
mercenary hall and have an interlude and let you guys do all that
Micah
good
will not be
interlude
staying in
shit.
the mercenary hall.
Okay.
Where will
Oh.
you be staying?
She'll be camping outside the gate.
Mm.
All
Oh,
right.
damn. Damn.
Fair.
I
Yeah,
think
fair.
that tells you everything on where Leica stands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What the? Is it like late time of day now, or is it still pretty early?
Like you got the day. You got here. I would say it's like 4 in the afternoon. You got some daylight, but if you want to settle down, you can settle down.
All right. Well, Do we want to have a nice interlude, gang, or do we want to do something else?
Yes, let's put our heads together. We just got
Feel
done
like
talking.
interlude
Batman
makes sense.
spinning. Yeah, Batman spin thing to cut the scene.
Yep. All right. So interlude. I guess it is important to note. Are we all having this interlude outside? Like, who is staying where for the
Like-
night?
Leica will not, especially after knowing that we can be recorded in on at any moment. But Leica does not.
That is
want to
true.
be
You are in a
it-
surveillance state.
Yeah.
Leica wants to be
Yeah.
nowhere near this place. Everything about this place is just red flag after red flag after red flag.
I am curious, to that point. Where has 14 gone? The kite
14
wing.
is no longer with you. 14's job has been served, and 13 will now be repurposed.
Hmm. Yeah, since he was
Aw.
listening in on us.
And with that, Leica's bond with 14 has switched to distrust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair. I reconvene outside the city. I think that's a
Yeah.
good idea. Whether some people decide to go back inside to sleep, I think
Yeah.
that'll be, to figure out after our conversation.
When you teleport to the visitor center, the automaton there is like, "Oh, you're back."
Yes, it was a
Yes.
marvelous place you have here.
Thank you. If you enjoyed, please feel free to use our gift shop before you return to the city.
I'm going to indulge you and visit the gift shop out of morbid curiosity.
There's all sorts of fun little like plush toys and things that you can get.
Let's see the gift shop.
There's there's not really much there. I just like the fact that there's a gift shop.
Okay.
There's like tiny little tapestries of the city that say "Greetings from the City of Emerald Towers." I went to the City of Emerald Towers, and one of the cool things I got was this awesome shirts.
Jesus.
Oh my god, really?
You couldn't have the
Yeah, like, I
humbleness
think, like-
to say lousy.
Question
No,
two.
we had a
Yeah,
good time
like,
here.
I think Janice was like, had a bit like her mood was brought up a bit, but then we come out into the gift shop and she's like, oh yeah,
Question, TT. How many?
like
Yeah.
she was.
Hmm.
I was gonna ask, how many plushies and little figurines of Ozymandias himself are there?
There aren't actually any of him.
Okay. Okay, it goes
They're,
up.
they're mostly of different different fauna of Midgehheim. Many of which are Mediterra specific, but also some foreign ones because sometimes a kid wants an animal from Ruslovac. That are like dressed in like cute little emerald clothes.
I was worried there'd be an entire section of just little chibi Ozymandiases and just go, ugh. But no,
Yeah.
Interestingly,
Emerald
they're-
Tower is in a snow globe.
there isn't that much to Ozymandias's ego specifically. Most of the merch is praising the city itself, which when you think of Ozymandias's speech when he's talking about his philosophy of trying to take over the world is make a place that people know is really fucking cool and make them want to live there. This is all clearly part of that. It's all stuff
Right.
that's designed to say, look how cool the city of Emerald Towers is.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha.
It's not about
Yeah.
Ozymandias, it's about the city.
Yeah, it's about the vision.
No, I get you.
Because
Yeah,
he
which,
kind of did come
you know-
across as someone who never once did he really draw attention to himself. Like, and I'm the only one who has the vision to realize.
They
But
were,
he was more selling. He wasn't selling himself. He was selling the dream.
there were elements
Yeah.
of
And he started to get jealous there by the end.
Hmm.
like, there were elements of, and I'm the only one who can do it, but you know,
He never says it out loud. At least he has that
Oh.
much grace, or at least tact.
or self-delusion, but yes.
It's
Mhm.
there. He's just not vocal about it.
Yeah, you could say that.
And honestly, him having no merchandise of himself in the shop raises him by an estimation.
Yeah. Alex.
How many snow globes of Emerald City are there?
There would
so
be a
many
lot,
stuff.
yeah. I'm gonna say to make the Mr. House reference explicit, there is like a whole stand full of snow globes.
And I bet they would be actual real snow. They're enchanted.
Yes, an entire society in a snow globe.
For the
Unchanged.
same reason that Mr. House likes snow globes. You know, it's the idea of this wonderful little place that's perfectly preserved and enclosed.
Yes, he did demonstrate an interest in preservation of things, old texts, old technologies thought lost.
I gotta say,
And the fact that he wants to basically turn this into a second Atlantis,
I
but
will
better.
say he kind of comes off as like an evil Walt Disney.
I mean,
little
that
bit.
was
That's just-
House.
Yeah, that's House.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like evil as in evil, evil as in there's a vibe of not right.
So Walt Disney.
The uncanny.
More so than Disney, but yes.
Walt, the great and powerful.
Well, Mr. House isn't exactly evil. He just wants to turn the world into Singapore.
We'll talk about Mr. House when the session is over. Because
Yeah.
I do have things to say about that comparison.
But yeah,
Uh.
for the purposes of the interlude, while Alex has not changed his mistrust of Ozymandias, he has developed an admiration for at least the dream.
Mhm.
Because I mean, yeah, if you were to say, well, that all sounds stupid. You sound like a tool.
You'd probably just shrug and say, "All right, there's the door."
Yeah. It's like any person who says it's like, well, that sounds like a bad idea to the bad idea of it's like, oh yeah, we should stop wars, we should have higher standard of living. He's presenting himself in such a way that to argue against him makes you seem kind of stupid
Or evil.
Yeah.
or just flat out evil. He's a very convincing salesman.
He is.
That is my new Bond.
I
His
have
vision-
changed my
his-
affection from 14 to hatred.
Oh God.
I mean, that's
Aw.
what it is. You say you can swap because
Yeah, you-
the opposite of affection, which is no longer there, is hatred. So
Yeah.
I
the
hate
thing
that
that's been
stupid
listening in
bird.
on me
Yeah, that would
Yeah, that's
upset many
that is
people.
entirely valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Found out your little robot buddy is also an Amazon Alexa.
I mean,
Yeah.
Alexa's
Great
like had
betrayal.
that little mistrust the whole time, and so his why we had him turned off.
But still listening in the entire time.
yeah, Janice was started to get taken in there, but like as we've left and like things have settled in, it's
The is it the
settled
glamour kind of
in.
wearing off?
Basically, what happened
Yeah,
is
exactly.
you're basically got into the rhythm of the cult leader, but now that you're out of it, you're like,
Yeah,
"Wait a minute."
exactly. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a reason why high charisma is people call it magnetism.
yeah. Okay,
Good job there,
we
TT.
are gonna head outside this. Yeah, fucking fantastic job, TT. Wasn't what
Again, I
expected,
have
but-
things to discuss about him after we're done with the session.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we go outside the city. We're outside the city. Let's go.
Yep.
All right.
Poof, outside the city.
So as you leave the receptionist, like, you're leaving already?
We'll
We
be-
have other outstanding
be back.
obligations. We couldn't retire here without, weighing on our conscience.
Oh, all right. Well, the gates will recognize you, so come back anytime, I suppose.
Thank you very
Much
much.
appreciated. And
You're doing a great job.
yes,
Thank you. Thank you for saying that and not holding my earlier accident against me.
No, there was no accident. You're
Yes,
doing great.
I don't know what you're talking about. Wink.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
And
as
the
we
receptionist
leave,
looks very happy before she shuts off and curls back into a folded up
Yeah.
mannequin.
yeah, as soon as out of earshot, it's like, yeah, that's one of the things that skeeves me.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk more outside.
Alright.
Do we make it outside without being harangued
Yeah,
or anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. He is really good. He almost got me.
Yeah. I can see why so many people fall in with him.
I started to.
I'll have to turn the
By the end
whole-
of our conversation, I started to get into the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
That's how
was
they
that you were
all
saying?
start.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was a good. Coming out here was was the right idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm.
all right.
Because, I mean, until we met the man, we were never going to know if our feelings about him were right. You need to see for yourself some things.
Yeah.
His vision is just as backwards and polluted as the Mars Militia or the Jupitemi. He just
Really?
has more loft. What he's proposing was like, oh, everyone's going to live in safety and have all these wonders. But it's like, what about people who dissent? But what about people who
He
who
did
differ in
seem-
ideology?
He did seem
Yeah,
to
that-
place
He wants
great
to-
emphasis
those
on
little, like,
intellectualism.
those knickknacks he has in the gift shop with like the emerald towers and like a little glow that you shake and it's like that's what this all is. It's just it's a bleeding just city preserved in just how he wants it, how he sees it. His own little utopian city of tomorrow. How everyone lives how he wants it. The best of the best. Like if he found the best baker, but what would happen to the other baker? Would he be thrown out, or would he be
Yeah, I actually did meet that man. He was very kind. He was very grateful to be here.
He's just both. He'll just be a despot just by he'll be an autocrat by just any other name. He might present a more loftier, more utopian view, but utopias always have a cost.
I mean, we
Atlantis
saw how
sank for
many
a reason.
automatons he has.
That's extreme. He had flesh golems. Me and Leica saw them at the bathhouse. No, that's. Look,
Also-
some wizards will argue
Also-
whether
Also, he's trying to make a Yggdrasil across with a Hesperides tree.
Is that bad?
He may have dryads.
technically,
He may have dryads growing it, but I can't help but to feel it's kind of sacrilegious.
yeah, it technically he is in. They are in the right because they have, like she said, the dryads doing it, and dryads are divinely appointed to do so. But I don't know. And the automatons. Look, some wizards will argue whether they are sapient or not.
I mean,
But
like several of the ones I met seemed to be pretty afraid of dying or being punished. A hammer doesn't care if it's going to be misused.
It doesn't feel right. And the flesh golems, there's no argument there. Those were people.
Where'd you see those?
Like,
All I saw were strawmen and
they were in the
machine men.
bathhouse. They were in the bathhouse of all places. They were. You said they were like designed to look appealing, right, TT?
They were incredibly hot Frankensteins.
Yeah, and they were designed to be aesthetically pleasing.
Not sure I like that.
No. Creating a flesh golem already is.
I mean, you remember the guy who fought in the Terminate, right? Like, he was like a horrid flesh monster.
Yeah.
But that being said, what the knowing that Junitonia it's Jupitomy.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it right the first time. Jupitomy and the Mars Militia are both trying to create their own Philosopher's Stones. That's bad news.
No one should have that.
Like, we already need to head over and we already need to do something about the militia. I mean, I don't tend to sit on my hands.
No, we need to collect dirt. And
We need to collect dirt. We need to go.
Mars Dragon.
We also need to go to Pluton. I have a strange thinking. The fact that 4 of the Malabodes going missing is no coincidence.
That is.
And the fact that the one sent after them is the most savage of them, most sadistic of them.
And your grandpa.
Well, they don't need to know that.
That's Peepaw.
I I'm sorry, I almost fell in. By the end of
Don't feel
the
bad about it.
conversation.
It's dude makes a convincing pitch, but
Although I think Gore would probably is like, wait, I didn't get that vibe from Reddit Rabbit when I talked to him.
Mm,
Yeah, that's right.
He's like, wow, he's all that. It's like, yeah, wow, he was like so nice to like. It's like, wow, what happened?
yeah, and you too, Gore. I mean, you made it quite clear to him that you do not ever want to be held by obligation to him again.
I do not like being under contract when I do not know the terms. Otherwise, I would have been open to the job had I known more about it.
I didn't expect to be getting a Philosopher's Stone from a shitty wizard.
And more to the point, I actually don't have any problem doing further jobs for him. Gathering these stones and getting them away from further idiots is not a bad idea. And if he decides to blow up his city, we are in a very unique position to make sure he doesn't.
Well,
I don't think. How do I word this?
Don't think you should give
I think we
Philosopher's
should
Stones to the man with
keep-
the delusions of grandeur.
Yeah, I don't think we should. Yes, of course, but
If we find the
think-
stone, I say we destroy it.
well,
We can't.
I-
It's the whole issue with
we've
fucking things.
yeah,
can't.
we've been at that bridge before. That's a lot of power that may not be in our possession.
Well-
but I don't know. Maybe we can throw him in the sea.
Then it's just gonna get eaten by a fish, and the fish is gonna wish for something insane.
I don't know. Maybe give them.
like,
maybe give it to Athena. She seems pretty reasonable. Minerva.
That's- She might look. A Philosopher's Stone is not something that would really bother. A god could do what a Philosopher's Stone
Exactly.
they
That's why she would not be
unfinished one.
tempted by it.
do. Yes,
But
exactly.
to the point, gods may actually be annoyed with the gift of a Philosopher's Stone, given that it takes mortal lives to create one.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah,
you,
but
you have you're in
but-
it good with Minerva. You could just. I'm sure she would understand your perspective.
I would say
Yeah,
all of you know
I-
that Minerva and Mars both want to stop the Mars militia and Jupitemi, and Minerva herself specifically said that while Ozymandias is smart, she does not consider him wise. So you all have enough knowledge of of those two gods to know that both of them would be pretty happy to keep Philosopher's Stones from the hands of the other three
Yeah.
factions.
Okay,
Yeah,
that is an option.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Athena wouldn't use them. Mars would probably.
The
would
gods
probably
don't
fight-
need the gods don't need a Philosopher's
Yeah,
Stone to
they
do
don't
what
need
they want to
them.
do.
Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
they can
Pretty
do.
bauble.
Let's
they
be
can-
honest. Mars would use it
Yeah.
as a jawbreaker.
Yeah, I think that's.
God,
like,
I
that
could
is,
just the
like,
smacking of his lips already.
Baskin probably had like 4 of them on her desk as fucking paperweights.
Oh
No.
God!
Yeah,
I just realized. Collect the Dragon Balls.
You know those jars? Those jars that just
Yes!
have like tons of like those glass beads in it. It's that, but Philosopher's
Mhm.
Stones.
Oh my God.
Just opens up a
I-
desk drawer
look,
and it's full of them.
I'm. I'm sure
With Loki
not
reference.
everyone here is.
Yes.
Not everyone here is as religious as I am.
I don't know.
Current
It's,
events
it's kind of
aside.
hard not to be when you literally met them.
Well, there's a difference between believing them and worshiping them.
Yeah.
There's a difference. I actively see Minerva as my
You know,
patron
she's.
goddess, I guess.
I mean,
Not-
you
Not
own this
exactly.
city
I am-
named after her.
It's not a night guess. You're her high
Yeah.
philosopher. She's literally your patron.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is quite literally
It's
your
still new to
boss.
her.
She made you the
Yeah,
boss of
it's
her
still new
worship.
to her.
Yeah.
Just like,
It's-
unfortunately, you have to
I
be
know-
religious now. It's your job description.
No, she is
Hold-
religious. She said.
Hold on.
I know
hold on.
you
Your
guys
boss
are.
is giving you a fax. And an owl comes by.
Don't say kinda, please, is what it says.
Yes. Uh, what? What, TT?
Anyway, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh, okay.
We are running low on
don't-
time.
I don't like how he was so disdainful of the gods. Like, if you are not personally a worshiper of the gods, that itself does not bother me. None of you, I've not seen one of you pray to a temple or anything since we've met, and that's fine. But he seemed actively disdainful when I mentioned
And-
that.
Can I roll
Yeah.
a investigation check or whatever to make sure we're not being listened in on?
Do
There
an
better
insight
not-
plus
or-
willpower, or an insight plus
dear.
dexterity, whichever you prefer.
14, you
advantage
better
on
not
this?
be in the trees.
No, there's no
Wow.
advantage in Fabula Ultimo. You're just gonna roll it. I'm gonna say the difficulty is 10.
12.
12.
You're not being. There are no kite wings in the area. There are no automatons in the woods. You are not being actively observed.
Okay, that is good. That was a good call. Okay.
On that note, Gore is going to speak up and just more to the point. Fae do not typically worship any of the gods. We see them
Yeah,
not exactly
that's fine.
as kin, but something somewhat adjacent. And we do not worship our kings and queens. They are just others.
And,
like,
more to the
that is
point,
fine.
isn't history full of examples of, oh, the gods suck, I'm better than the gods, and then something terrible happens to their entire nation?
To be complete-
Yes, especially Mediterranean history specifically.
to completely-
Yeah, that's exactly where he's pulling from.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, he literally name dropped Atlantis.
just
yeah,
to be-
that's kind
Yeah.
of
to be complete-
hubris 101.
To be completely fair, the gods are not exactly without their flaws.
No, Minerva herself admitted that. She
No.
told us that they'd
just-
taken a step back.
I'm not,
Although-
I'm not saying anything other than is good to be aware of it.
Yeah,
Yes,
my concern is
I know.
exactly that point, is the gods are flawed, and they have tempers, and apparently he does not care on stepping their toes.
At the moment, they're pretty happy
Yeah.
to stay out of Mediterra. You might actually have a problem in the next few centuries, but not this one.
Yeah, that's the thing, is how many other people are going to pay the price once the dam breaks. And that isn't just like extended to Wrath of the Gods kind of thing. I mean, whatever he's got going on, there's a lot of people
Fuck.
there, a lot of people with families, children. They were all happy. Like, you could see the dream in
What happens-
practice, but
It's fuck.
What happens when things go wrong?
Unfortunately, there's nothing you can
No,
do
and-
about that.
Care about.
The idea of empire,
It's not-
regardless, any idea of empire, Jupitemi, Maz, or Ozymandias is all flawed.
It just kind of shrugs like, what are you talking about? There's only empires.
Yes.
You know, there are only empires in this day and age.
I think we need to. I think we need to get the stones away from all of.
yeah.
And
Which-
Minerva's a good place. Minerva and Mars are a good way to do that without
And-
causing mass destruction by trying to destroy them.
And we might as well head up Martinez and Vulcanus.
And there's also the other issues.
Yeah.
namely-
Regardless, the fact
Namely,
I
have
say
to-
we need to head to Plutone.
what-
Namely,
Platone's on the other side of the
issues?
land, though.
Some it would be a shame if we had someone who could teleport to anywhere we've been to as a class feature.
It's
Within last 3 days.
It's within a day's travel.
Yeah, within a day's travel.
Ah.
It can shave
So you could go to the Dionian forest.
I mean, it'll shave a day off of travel, but like that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to get the stones. Make sure he does not get them. But I also think we should try and be visibly on good terms with him. Because, one, him as an enemy very dangerous for us, regardless of what
I
he
mean,
wants to do.
remember the Jester's
And-
Jape tried to take ours, and we were working for the same man at the time.
That might be
Yeah.
more of the Jester's Jape than of Ozymandias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're naughty gals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's in their name. They
Um,
japed us.
It's just TT's naughty
Yeah.
naughty gals.
It was just a
They're just my naughty
it was
gals.
just a jape. But I think we
The
should
way
try
I
and
see
keep them
it, whoever
prepared
has the power
and
to make 4 of the
find more
most
information.
the way I see it, if we're looking for leads, I want to know the Philosopher's Stone is, at least to keep it out of the hands of anyone else. Whoever has the power to keep 4 of the most powerful demons of the Circle of Wrath imprisoned, it would be a power to have something like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to direct this because we have 18 minutes. I mean, we're actually past 10:30, which is my normal
can
end,
pick
but
this
I
up.
have to absolutely end at 11. But I would like to know this for planning forward. There are 4 ways we could go for next session. One is staying in the city of Emerald Towers. One is backtracking through the Dionian forest. One is going to Bacchanalia, and one is going to Venusia. Which of those do we want to do? We could possibly start doing a little exploration of the City of Emerald Towers and then going to one of the other 3 as well. So, like, you know, I just need to know, are we going to, like, stay in the City of Emerald Towers for the whole session, or are we going to go to one of the other 3?
I have something I like
And
to
if
do.
so, which of the other 3?
I have something I like
I'm
to do. in
kind
the
of
Emerald-
interested in. Sorry.
I do have something I want
Go,
to do in
Raven.
the Emerald Towers. It wouldn't take very long, so like a quarter of the session.
Okay,
in the
so I
Emerald
will
Towers, something
say
like that. Or-
for next session, begin with City of Emerald Towers clean up, which is basically just make sure that we do whatever last business we do before we bail. Okay. So the question is, are we going to Venusia, Bacchanalia, or back through the Dionian forest?
I would like to go to Venusia.
I'd say
Because
Bacchanalia.
that is because Venusia is, kind of related to Mars through,
Venus.
through God damn it, TT. And that also brings us a little closer to Vulcan, which is where the dragon is, isn't it? They're in the
Yeah.
Typhon.
The dragon is here specifically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That little
Right.
cave on the map.
Yeah.
which is near
Yeah, and
Volcamp,
we
but not
do-
quite there.
But also have to
Yeah,
bear in mind
That would get us some
bear in mind
fast
the
travel.
DM has said before that's the late game area.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of heavy shit there, but there's a lot of heavy shit in Plutone too. Like, you've gotten to the City of Emerald Towers. You're at the point where you're ready to start dealing with some heavy shit,
Yeah.
and you're going to
I
get to.
figured.
I personally
And
think I think I'd rather hit the dragon and then, like, maybe leverage the dragon against where the fuck's in Plutone. So I don't like whatever the hell has 4 big boy demons.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely need to head to Plutone, but the Vulcan is closer.
But the fact of the
And
matter is,
getting
whatever path you
dragon-
take to Plutone is going to involve a lot of shit in between you and it.
It's either shit that you've already
Yeah.
done, like Minervan's Vestia, Junotonia, or some shit you haven't done, like Sarah Asterial, Jupitami, Venusia, Martares, Volcamp, and those little castles in between there, and not to mention the Desolate Mire and the Barren Sands, or Bacchanalia, maybe a short stop at Nepotonia, and then through the Dreamwoods, past to Polybus into Plutone. Like there's a lot of ways you can go, and a lot of shit in between you and Plutone, no matter which direction you take.
Yeah, my
I'm
vote-
like, I wonder if we can go to Bacchanalia, take a boat to Neptunia, and then go
That is possible.
because
Yeah, but
Neptunia is so
the
out of the way. It's like,
dragon is
man, will we
right-
ever get to it?
that is fair. But like the dragon's
That's me
right
as a
there.
player,
There's
though,
some kind of
like-
dragon. Yeah. I was like, because I'm thinking, get dragon, we might get a quicker means of travel, at least to places we've already been.
And that also puts a nail in the coffin of the Mars militia. They're not done.
Yeah,
but,
that is
like,
a blow.
They're not.
It's a blow to the Mars militia.
It's not done, but we have our lovely fanatic with a dragon now.
And that is my vote. Is we go up to Venusia to head towards Vulcan to get the dragon, and then we head towards Plutone because there's a lot of stuff up there too. And Vulcan is closer. Not necessarily. Neither I think are more pressing than the other, but Vulcan is closer to get to. Doing it would net us a blow against the militia, potentially a powerful
If we can do a
dragon.
blow at all.
Or, I mean, that's why we're getting the dragon, is to show them, hey, we speak from Mars. It'll at least, and we've got a Mars militiaman on our side.
Who the dragon's allowing to ride and
It would
give
at
free
lea-
stretches.
Yeah, it wouldn't destroy them, I don't think, but it would at least shake the faith of some people.
It's going to buy us time. Anyways,
Yeah.
like-
But that is my vote.
like,
So Venusia, Desolate Mire, and then to the Dragon's Lair near Volcanth.
DZ, do you have any thoughts?
Because I would prefer to hit up new places instead of retreading where we've already been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
'cause-
we're ruling out Dionian Forest.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think we've taken care of matters there. We just let that place cook for a little while, and if we ever return, maybe it's been long enough for things to change.
Yeah.
Meet the new Schmorfs.
Or whatever eats them all.
God. Or whatever eats them all.
They
Yeah.
are very delicious.
And if you
Man.
melt them, they turn into lead, which you can turn into gold.
Smorf gold.
God.
But yeah, Venusia or Bacchanalia would be like his vote.
Yep, it's Venusia or Bacchanalia. We
Yeah,
just gotta
so-
figure out which.
And my vote's Venusia.
My vote's Bacchanalia.
Ooh, can we make this an even split?
No, don't.
Split up the party.
The dragon. The dragon. It'll get us closer to Plutone as well, because that is also a
Alex,
place
your
we need to
vote.
go.
Venusia or Bacchanalia? Love or
Uh,
wine? Which do you choose?
Oh God, you know he's a
Come
lover.
on, Wine Gang! Come on, Wine Gang!
He's a lover, not a fighter.
All right, that's 2 for Venusia. Gore, you can either cement the choice or split the party.
Oh no, the Gourmand asking him if he wants to love or eat.
Love or wine? Love or wine?
He would probably
Raven, don't.
watch.
Do it! Do it for the vine! Do it for the vine! Bacchus
Glory
demands
to
it!
wine.
Uh,
Raven, no, come on.
Don't do it,
I,
Raves.
as a
It's
player,
it's like a bunch
do
of
it, do it, do
Let
it,
Raven
get it.
talk. Let Raven talk.
what?
Let Raven talk.
It's like I, as a player, would probably prefer Venusia.
All right. So Venusia it is.
Sorry.
it's like parents like trying to encourage the dog. It's like,
I was
come
gonna
to me,
suggest
boy.
they say wine, so the fifth player, new fifth player could come like, or new character from the fifth
We-
player.
I don't think we have a new fifth player, sadly. All right, so Venusia it is. All right,
That would
we're gonna
be
sign off
hilarious.
this session here. Good night, everybody.